It's time to take your Amazon business to the next level with my Perpetual Sales Machine training. This is how you build $1 million per month brand. This is how you get to $10 million per year in sales. This is more important than Amazon PPC. In this section, you're going to discover how to build external traffic channels for your brand using automation. This is the exact strategy we used to get to the top of page 1 with a brand new product within weeks. We then got suspended by Amazon for 4 weeks, and we were able to get right back to the top within a week because of the external traffic channels that we created. But before we dive in, I want to mention 2 important notes. First, if you found Amazon PPC training valuable and you're doing over $100,000 per year in revenue, I highly recommend applying for my exclusive coaching program at profitablepineapple.com. You'll get live coaching calls with me, access to all the software tools I use daily, and a proven roadmap tailored to your exact business. It's the fastest way to put these strategies into practice and have me helping you along the way. Second, if your Amazon business is doing over $1 million per year in revenue, it's time to hand the keys over to my team. We can take over your advertising and operations using the same methods I've outlined here, plus do everything we are going to go over in the next section of the video. Just visit profitablepineapple.com to get started with delegation. All right, let's move on to the Perpetual Sales Machine Masterclass, where I'll guide you through building an external traffic empire, automating your sales, and creating true passive income. This is where we transform your side hustle into real enterprise prime for exponential growth and eventual exit, or simply perpetual profits. Let's get started on a quick overview, then jump into showing you exactly how to do it. All right, so here we are looking at my Perpetual Sales Machine. What you see right now is the blog post. This is the most important part of this whole strategy. This is where we can test pretty much everything. Everything goes through the blog post. The blog post is your landing page. It's where you split test headlines. It's where you split test the messaging. And what we're going to do here is we're going to focus around the problem that your product solves. Most people focus everything around products. And what we're going to do is focus on the problem. To give you a quick example, I run an acid reflux company, our acid reflux supplement, and we focus around acid reflux, heartburn, GERD, LES, all these different things that are around acid reflux. So we create blogs around acid reflux, and then we have our supplement in those blogs for them to click over and buy. What we're trying to do here is create blogs that are educational, but that also have a sales message. And you can write these blogs very quickly with ChatGPT or any AI program of your choice. These are pretty much like sales pages, but we're positioning them more like an educational blog piece and then positioning our product in it. Now, if you are in the supplement space, FDA structure function claims you have to be careful of, but for most of you, that's not going to apply. So make sure you're complying with all laws and everything. So the first thing I do is I focus around keywords that my product solves. So again, I went over that acid reflux, heartburn, GERD, LES. So I'll make 4 different blog posts around each one of those because I'm going to test different messaging and test what's actually working for these. What I do is I go to a keyword planner of your choice, Uber Suggest, keyword planner inside Google. Any of those really work well. I'll put all those keywords in. Once I put all those keywords in, what happens is it spits out the search volume and how much it's going to cost to run ads for them. What I'm looking for is keywords that have a high search volume. I like search terms that are in the 100,000s and above with a low cost per click, things that are below 10 cents to 20 cents. If you notice that your cost per click is high or the bid is high, that's because you're going after more product-based keywords, not problem-based keywords. Everybody's going after product-based keywords. Not a lot of people are going after problem-based keywords. So we've written our blog with ChatGPT. We're going to insert our product into that blog or that advertorial somewhere. Once we do that, we want them to be able to click a link to buy the product. And so then what we do is we have them click the link and they go directly to Amazon through an attribution link. We use attribution links for 2 reasons. Number 1, you get 10% back from Amazon, but number 2, you can track it. You can track if sales are actually happening and if that advertorial, that article, that blog post actually works. We have a blog post, we have a clickable link to our Amazon listing to buy. You can take it to your storefront, you can take it to landing pages on Amazon. I find direct to the PDP, the product display page, to be the best option for you. So we have the blog post, we have the link. Now we're going to start Google Ads. So we did the research to find the keywords. Now we want to start Google Ads. I love single keyword ad campaigns. Let's say my article, I chose to write it about acid reflux. My Google ad is going to be a phrase match and an exact match for acid reflux. Single keyword ad campaigns. 1 keyword, acid reflux, and phrase and exact match. And I'm going to send those Google ads a simple search campaign that is maximized for clicks because we're just trying to get clicks to the blog because then once they read the blog, they then will go buy to Amazon. So we have a Google ad search objective with maximizing clicks. Usually I start out with small bets. So a $2.50 to $5 budget, and that's it. And then I test it over the course of a week. So we have a Google ad running for $5 a day or $2.50 a day, whatever budget you have, can be very small. Those Google ads, single keyword ad campaigns go to your blog, and then the blog goes to Amazon to purchase. How do I make the Google ads? After After I write the article in ChatGPT, I tell it to make me headlines for Google Ads, descriptions for Google Ads, and it helps me make all of those really quickly. Again, this used to take us weeks. Now we can do it in literally hours with ChatGPT. So we have Google Ads to the blog to Amazon. Before I go on, you can stop right there, and that's this whole system, but you're missing out on 50% of the revenue. This is where most people stop and they say this strategy doesn't work. It does work. You just only did half of it. And you can make it by doing just this half. However, if you want to double your revenue and create an even more perpetual sales machine that doesn't just rely on Google Ads, we're going to add this next step. We add a pop-up to this page. We use OptiMonk. You can use whatever pop-up your choice. And that pop-up collects an email address. And when we collect that email address, they go onto a drip sequence with our email. Now, I don't want you to get lost there and think that email takes a long time to write, because I can write a 12-part drip sequence in approximately an hour. The reason? ChatGPT. So we've made the blog, we've made the Google ad. In that same ChatGPT channel, I'll have it start writing me some emails, maybe 3 to 12 emails around the problem that our product solves. It's that easy. And so we're capturing emails on this blog post now. We're getting email addresses. They're going into this drip sequence. In the drip sequence, we introduce them to our product, brand, to our mission, and then we send them back to the blog post. As we start adding more blog posts to this, I usually like to get 5 blog posts going just to start testing. And I have the drip sequence go back to those blog posts. So blog post 1, and then I'll email them about the product. And then the next email will be blog post 2, and then I'll email them about the product. And then the next email will be about blog post 3, etc. And so what are the different blog posts you could do? Acid reflux symptoms, acid reflux diet, acid reflux treatment. All of these are problems around your product. It's what the people are searching for, and you'll uncover that with keyword research. This is what my whole perpetual sales machine looks like. We have a blog post. That's your central unit. That's where you're going to test everything, like I said earlier. We make that around the problem that your product solves. We have links, pictures of your product in there that go over to Amazon to buy through an attribution link. 10% back, plus you can track the sales. We then look at Google Ads, and we send Google Ads over to your blog post. That's where you're going to get the traffic to it, and that's going to get eyeballs on the advertorial or the blog post, then going to send to Amazon. We then give them a pop-up to get their email address to then send them back to blog posts or to send them directly to Amazon. This is huge because it creates this external traffic to Amazon, which Amazon loves. It wants you to refer customers to them, and they will reward you for it with external traffic. External traffic is king on Amazon. I've gotten one of my products into the top 5 for one of the main keywords all through external traffic, and I did it within a week with very little reviews and a higher price point. We're $40. The lowest on the market is $6. And so don't be afraid to use this strategy because it works so incredibly well. And as you add more blog posts and as you add more emails, this comes this perpetual sales machine that just keeps going, and it increases your sales. And if you have a great product and a consumable product, it works even better. But if you have a great product, it will just continue to perpetuate sales for you throughout your life, and it will make your brand unstoppable to the competition. That's why I love this strategy. Put it into effect right away. Let me know your results down in the comments below. I'll also put our spreadsheet down below that is all around how we track this. So we just use a simple spreadsheet that's Google Ads, comparing it to the attribution revenue that we see from the attribution link, and then we look at the ROAS. And we tend to be a little more aggressive with this because we're also getting leads from it as well. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to set up a Google Ads campaign that sends traffic directly to your Amazon product listing. This is a powerful way to get your products in front of the motivated buyers searching on Google, and it can drive immediate sales. As you implement more and more of these, it will allow you to build a moat of external traffic to your Amazon listing. This increases your organic rank and your sales on Amazon. Let's jump over to my screen, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to find relevant keywords. Now, the easiest way to find relevant keywords is with your search term report. Back in Freedom Flywheel 2, I showed you how to pull your search term report and look at the data. I'm going to re-show you that real quick. You're going to go to your advertising area in Campaign Manager, come down here to Measurement and Reporting and click Sponsored Ad Reports. Once you're in here, you're going to hit Create Report, Sponsored Products, Search Term, Summary. I like to go back as far as we can. So in this case, May 28th, all the way until about July 28th. I'm actually going to go further, May 28th through July 30th. And then I'm just going to hit Run Report. That's going to process. If you have a lot of data, this will take a long time to process. If you don't, it won't. I don't have too much data on this port or on this account because it's brand new. I'm then going to download the report. And then I'm going to go over to our spreadsheet that we have, and I'm going to import it into here. So in my spreadsheet, I'm going to go to File, Import, Upload, Browse, and then upload that search term report. We're going to insert a new sheet and import the data. After we do that, this is the importance of portfolios, by the way, because I can see what product is in charge of what keyword. So anything without a portfolio, I'd go back in and put it in a portfolio, but that's just a discontinued product. What I'm going to do is organize this. So the only thing I really care about is what the product is, which is the portfolio name, and then customer search term. This is a little different from the search term report we did before. I'm going to do CTR, CPC, spend, sales, ACOS. This is just me being anal with my search term reports because I like them to be organized. All right, I'm going to delete ROAS. I'm going to delete units. I'm going to delete the rest of this. All right. And so then I'm going to take these percentages and just turn them down to the nearest whole percentage, and then spend and sales to the nearest whole dollar. Just kind of cleans up the report a little bit for you. And then I'm going to resize these to fit. Perfect. Now we're going to highlight everything and sort it by the data. So let me just do that again a little slower. Highlight everything by clicking this, go to data, sort range, advanced range sorting options. Data has headers, orders, Z to A. And then here's our data. I don't really care about anything below in order. And what I'm looking here is for the top 20% of keywords. Let me actually get rid of all of this. So again, what I'm looking for here is the top 20% of keywords that are producing 80% of the results. Obviously, this is a smaller account right now. However, what I'm looking for is the top keywords for this product. So we got 1, 2, 3, and you can separate them out by products. I'm just not doing that for this one right now, for this example. So this is all the keywords for Heidel Health. So that's the Heidel Health. And then my other product, Reflux Essentials, is this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then all of these. So these have all gotten us sales. And so I'm just looking for the top ones. So Heidel Hernia Relief, Heidel Hernia Supplements, Heidel Hernia, those are going to be the ones I'm going after. Heidel Hernia GERD Supplements. So these are my top 20% of search terms that are producing 80% of the results. It's actually just these two, really. So these are all very similar search terms. To avoid FDA structure function claims, I can't say Heidel Hernia in my ad copy that's going straight to my listing. And so what I'm going to do instead is say Heidel Health. And let me just show you that in a quick example. So I've already made this campaign. So I'm going to show that one to you. And so you can see here's the words I'm going after in phrase and exact match only, pretty much the words I just showed you. So right here. And then here's what the ads look like. 25% off Amazon's Heidel Health sale on Amazon, Heidel Health supplements. Pretty easy ad. But the key thing is here is single keyword ad groups. You want to make sure you have very few keywords in there that are very targeted that speak to the ad. So the ad is the same as the keywords. The more keywords you put in there that aren't related to the ad, the lower your click-through rate, the more expensive your ads are going to be, the lower your ROAS, and the higher your ACOS. So therefore, it won't be as profitable. So you have to make these as individualized as possible to make them more profitable. Now let's look at reflux essentials. Acid reflux supplements for acid reflux, antacids for acid reflux. Let's go over here, go back over here. Let me show you that one. I've already created it. Here's the ad, 50% off acid neutralization on Amazon. I can't say acid reflux. 50% off reflux essentials. More than antacids, get to the root cause for complete relief. Let's look at what I'm targeting. Acid reflux, phrase and exact, supplements for acid reflux, and acid reflux supplements. You can see I got these right from here. I'm not going to ask after antacids for acid reflux yet. I could probably add that one to it, but they're all around the same keyword. So I'm going to add those in here, and then I'm going to create a new one for you from scratch so you guys can see exactly that whole process. I just wanted to show you two that I have running. So those are running. Now I'm going to make a store brand one. So this store brand one is going to be all around the different keywords around our brand name. It's Dr. Berry's. I'm going to color these orange. Okay, so those are going to be the ones we're going to go after next. So I'm just going to put these over here just for reference. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to set up my attribution link. So I'm going to come over here. Let me go back to this. Google Ads Direct. This is how I track everything. And we're going to call it GA03 Dr. Berry's storefront. So with these, I'm going direct to my product page listing. You can see right here. I'll show you how to create that link here in just a little bit. With this storefront, I'm going to go straight to my storefront, and I'm going to show you how to do that one too. So let's go over here. We're going to go to our attribution area, which is again your campaign manager. Come down here to measurement and reporting and Amazon attribution. Inside here, I'm going to create a new campaign, create manual. I'm going to name it Google Ads GA03 because it's my third ad, Dr. Berry's storefront. I'm going to add everything. You always want to add everything because I don't care what we sell. I want to get credit for it. So in order to create a direct to product page listing, you're going to click this. You're going to take this canonical URL right here. You're going to come back over here and you're going to put it into here. So I'm going to name it Reflux Essentials. Ads, and then put it in there. So that's going to be a direct to product page listing. For this one, I'm not going direct to product page listing. I'm going to the storefront. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to visit Dr. Berry's store, and you can see this URL right here is the storefront URL. So when you hit enter, it will go right back to this page. And it talks about both of our products. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to add a new ad group. I'm going to put Dr. Barry's storefront, Google Ads, and put it in there. I'm going to hit create. Perfect. So we have both of those right here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that attribution, go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to put that right here, attribution link, come back here, and then I'm going to go to edit campaign. And this is more for tracking purposes. I like to get ahead of my tracking so I can just click a button from my spreadsheet and look at the data. So I'm going to highlight that and go over here and revenue with attribution. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our Google ad. So I'm going to come over here to Google Ads. I'm going to go back to my main screen, all campaigns, new campaign, website traffic. No matter what Google Ads says, they'll call you, they'll bother you, they'll say, you need to have sales. Don't change it. It's website traffic, period. And search. No matter what Google Ads says, you don't want anything else. You want this. That's it. Your business website, put your attribution link in there. All right, let's go grab our attribution tag. It's in the spreadsheet, but it's also, you can get it back through here by hitting attribution tags, Dr. Barry's storefront. So we're gonna put that in there, hit continue. You're gonna ask for the name now. I'm gonna go back to my spreadsheet, grab the name. I want the name to be consistent across every channel, Google Ads, Amazon attribution, and the article itself. What do you wanna focus on? You wanna focus on clicks and then check nothing else, just clicks. We're gonna unclick these. We don't wanna show on other platforms. We just wanna show on Google, and we don't wanna show on the display network. Pick your target country. I'm gonna do the United States, and English is probably default, and then don't worry about anything there. And then we're gonna skip. You can try this, but it sucks. Gemini's terrible. I'm gonna skip it because this is what it was gonna go for. So that's why Gemini's terrible. I'm gonna go back to our spreadsheet. Remember in our search term report, we found all the branded search terms right there. So I'm gonna bring these up and go to my converter right here. Oops. And just pick phrase match and exact match. And let me check one more thing. It's an interesting one. Lots of sales on Dr. Barry's Vital Health. But yeah, and so this just changes it to phrase and exact for you. All you have to do is put parentheses or that bracket around it, and it tells you to do that right there. So you don't have to memorize it. This tells me I'm going to get about 10 clicks per day at $2.05 a click. All right, so now the first thing we do is the display path. I'm going to call this Dr. Barry's on Amazon. Dr. Barry's on Amazon. Dr. Barry's Vital Health. Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Dr. Barry's, actually I'm going to do a keyword bracket, keyword insertion, and then put Dr. Barry's, just because whatever they're going to search is going to pop up. So they might put Dr. Barry's blah, 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 and that will pop up. Now I want to make some Google ads with Poe. You can use ChatGPT. That's just fine. ChatGPT was down at the time of this recording, so I'm going to use Poe. If you head over to the SOP or down below this video, you're going to see the ChatGPT prompt for this. So I'm going to do that. Paste it over here. Let me pull the prompt over so you can see it. And what you're going to be doing with this prompt is just changing your product title, and your bullets are going to go right there. Focus keyword for ads is going to be Dr. Barry's. So let's go back and do that. So we've got one product here. And then we got, I don't know what I just did. Okay. Here's all your bullets. And then we're going to do product 2 as well. Pull that up. Product 2. And then focus keyword is going to be Dr. Barry's. And then this is going to spit out a bunch of headlines for us and a bunch of descriptions for us. I'm going to pull my Google Ads out. And I'm just copying these headlines over, the ones that I like. Sometimes I'll find some in the longer descriptions that are even better, like down here. That is a direct claim right there. Amazon.com. I actually like that because it's Amazon. Complete digestive relief. I like that one. Put that one up here. Say goodbye to discomfort. It's a good one too. Finally enjoy your favorite foods again. It's a good one. Let's see if that one will fit up here. A little too long. Okay. Balance your belly. Calm digestion. So heal the burn with Dr. Barry's. We need 3 more headlines. Stop acid misery. Okay, so that looks good. And we got these. Save at Amazon.com on Dr. Barry's Eclectic Remedies, Vital Health, and Reflux Essentials. And then images. You can put images of your product here. And then let's add more. Need to upload a couple. Okay, and those are in there. Now site link extensions. You're going to create site link extensions. It's just like making a little mini ad. You go to create here and you put your headline in, your description. So I'm going to do Dr. Barry's Idle Health. I'm going to do same thing, Dr. Barry's supplements on Amazon. And then the final URL, I'm just going to use my attribution link to the storefront. Let me go grab that again. And then I'm going to make it a second one, Reflux Essentials. Right there. And then I'm going to hit create. I'm also going to put some other ones that I've created as well. That one and like that one. That one's kind of similar. I'm going to do and then hit save. And so now you're going to have site link extensions, which are going to be this up here, down here below. And so now we have everything complete. Ad strength is excellent, which is perfect. Let's go to our next stage, which we're going to do our budget. They recommend $21 average daily budget. I like to start small. Make small bets, $5 and then go all in. Small bets and then go all in. So $5 to start. We can increase it once we see profitability. So $5 is a 67-cent click. I'm going to get about 7 per day directly to our storefront or our product page listing. And that's it. Okay, our keywords cannot contain, I'm guessing it's the apostrophe. So we're going to get rid of the apostrophe there. And then we're going to get rid of these two. That should do it. We can just copy and paste those. That should do it. And then we'll click next again. $5 next. And let's see, there's some more warnings here. See what those are. Maybe they'll go away. And so that's essentially it. Now we're just going to publish this. If the errors ever go away, I'm not going to make you guys sit and wait for that. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I measure these and report these in my spreadsheet. Now that we've set up our Google ad campaigns, sending traffic directly to our Amazon listing, we need to closely monitor performance and continuously optimize. I recommend doing this once per week, not daily, because Amazon attribution takes a while to catch up. Here are the key metrics that we're going to track, and make sure you get the Google spreadsheet down below for tracking purposes. You're going to track number 1, Google ad spend. This is going to be your total spend. Number 2, you're going to track Amazon revenue or attributed sales revenue. We're going to automatically track the brand referral bonus, which is just going to take 10% of that Amazon revenue. And that's going to be 10% credit back to your Google ads spend from the attribution link. We auto calculate this again based on your Amazon revenue. Your return on ad spend, or your ROAS, is every dollar you put in, how many dollars are you getting out? We do calculate this a little different because we credit the brand referral bonus back to the Google ad spend. And so sometimes you can get paid to run these ads. Very rare, but it happens. I like to track total clicks and cost per click and then total purchases, because then I can measure my customer acquisition costs, but you don't have to do that. I then like to put a changes row. That changes row lets me just document any changes that are made to the campaigns. Now let's go through some scenarios and optimization tips. Number 1, if you're not getting any impressions on your Google ad, check to make sure your ad is approved and is relevant for your keywords. Make sure your Amazon listing is relevant for the keyword that you are targeting. This is the importance of single keyword ad campaigns. It leads to congruence across the whole customer journey, from search to click to purchase. Number 2, if you have a low click-through rate or CTR of less than 5% on your Google ads, you need to work on the ad. If your click-through rate is low, like I said, under 5%, look to improve ad relevance with better targeting and ad copy. Again, the importance of single keyword ad campaigns. The higher relevance can decrease your cost per click, so make sure you use single keyword ad campaigns. Make sure your headline is highly relevant to your keyword that you're bidding on. Also, make sure you're not using broad targeting. Only use phrase and exact for these direct to Amazon listings. You can do things like add photos and site link extensions and better ad copy to your ad. That's going to help increase your click-through rate. Number 3, if you have a low conversion rate, meaning you're getting lots of clicks from your ad, but you're not getting sales, I want to first pause and say Amazon attribution takes 48 hours to report this. So this is why I mentioned earlier to check this weekly. However, if you're getting a lot of clicks, but very few orders, or if you're not profitable, most likely your Amazon listing needs work. Try different calls to action. Try different product presentations. Make sure your reviews are at about 4.3 stars. Do everything we've talked about previously on listing optimization. After you've done all that, you want to make sure that you scale your winners. We don't start to scale unless we're above our target ROAS, which is usually about 1 to 2, depending on your targets. 1.5 is usually when we scale. Budget is the only metric you need to change with these campaigns. When you have a winning campaign, you just increase your budget on these campaigns. I usually like to start with a $5 a day budget. Start small, go all in. So $5 a day budget to start, and then I increase by about 50% per week. However, when we're in this lower budget range, I usually increase a little more aggressively. I'll go from $5 to $10 to $20 to $40 to $60 to $90. And so rule of thumb is about 50%. But when I'm at that lower budget range, I usually double it. So 100%. Again, make small bets at first and then go all in. You will find a spot when your budget starts to actually diminish your returns. And then you found your sweet spot. Just leave it there. So once we're hitting our ROAS goal, usually again, 1.0 to 2.0, 1.5 on average, depending on your targets. We usually just sit on that budget, let it run, and results will fluctuate week to week, but we just let it run. Finally, if you have a losing campaign, if you've tried optimizing everything from the landing page, which is your Amazon listing, or a blog post, which I'm going to go over in the next module, if your ad campaign and nothing is working, you've tried optimizing everything, just pause that campaign and move on to the next one. All right, let me switch over to my screen and I'm going to share me going over my optimization technique. Okay, let me show you this manual process of tracking. And it is manual, but hey, you can do the direct ones with a software like Amped, like I've stated in the past, but I like to do it manually because I still get pretty good results with this. And so what I want to show you here is how we do that. So we're going to have Google Ads and revenue attribution. So for GA01, Heidelberg Health, let's look at our Google Ads. And this is where naming conventions is so key. Google Ads, Google Ads, Google Ads, and then TGC is our blog. But TGC just stands for The Good Chef, which is our blog. And so Google Ads Direct, A1, we're going to come up here, go all the way to the top, change it to last week, Sunday to Saturday. And then right here, GA1 spent $20.95. So I'm going to put that right here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to look for our revenue with Amazon attribution. We're going to pull that up. Let's look for GA. And you're going to see those come in right there. There's GA01. Let's look at last week. You can see right there, 0 sales with 11 click-throughs. So 0 sales, 11 click-throughs. And then you can see right here, 15 clicks is what Google reports, 11 is what Amazon attribution reports. So it's always interesting to see that. And then how many sales did we get? 0. I'll tell you what we're going to do with that here next. All right, the next one is GA02. GA02, 2756. And then revenue with Amazon attribution, GA02, 0 sales. And they're reporting 33 click-throughs. Whereas in Google Ads is reporting 26. So it's off either way. So 0. And then we're getting, how many clicks did we say? 33? 26. 33 with Amazon attribution. And then total purchases, we're going to do 0. And then finally, Dr. Berry Storefront, GA03, 4 clicks. That's expensive cost per click for my brand name. 1577. And I believe 0 sales for that one too. GA03 right here. It's reporting 9 click-throughs, 0 sales though. Actually, it was 4 on Google, so. And then 0 sales. So I haven't made a single sale from any of these. So what should I do? Should I turn them off? No. And the reason is because I've only got 11 clicks. I've only got 26 clicks. I like to get at least 50 to 100 clicks before I make any decision. In total, we've only got 41. We've spent $64, which isn't the end of the world. So what would happen if you actually turned this off? You didn't have enough data to really test it. So let me show you what happened, because now we're on Thursday of the following week. And look at this. Let's look at this week's data. This week's data, completely different. Look at this one. This top one already has 2 sales for $80. And so we would have missed out on those if we would have turned that off. So I'm going to go this week. There we go. And so for $24, we have made $80. And so that's a pretty good ROAS so far. Let's just plug that in just to see. So yeah, 5 ROAS. You would have missed out on that because you turned it off after 11 clicks. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Now, when we're looking at this data, you want to look at the information, but you also want to know what you're looking at. So if something isn't working here, and we'll get into more detail about this with the next module or the next Freedom Flywheel, because it is more detailed. So clicks, we're just looking for conversion rate. And so I want to keep it above, I'd say a 2 to 3% conversion rate. And so I've gotten 2 purchases on 40 clicks, which is not bad. I mean, that's like a little, like 5% conversion rate. And so I'll take that. And then it's all about your cost per acquisition. So I think we're at $24.80 and this was 40. And then we've got 2 sales and your customer acquisition is $8. I take $8 all day. Now, if we take the whole quarter into account, you can see over here that it's costing us about $19. So that's still below our cost per acquisition, which is great. So I'm not too worried about this ad. I'm going to keep it going. So those are things to keep in mind when you're making these decisions, is make sure you have enough clicks. So with this one, I actually did decrease the budget. And the reason I did that is because it's a more generic keyword and it's kind of more of a browse-based keyword. I did that on purpose to kind of show you guys this and just see if I could pick up some sales for cheap, but they're not cheap at all. So I may turn that down even more. But when I turn that down to a 250 from 5, it'll actually decrease my cost per click as well. So things to keep in mind when you're doing this. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And what I want you to do is make sure you're setting up at least 3 of these. Pick your best search terms and go after them. By continually optimizing based on performance data, you can turn these campaigns into powerful profit drivers with an army of external traffic sources to your Amazon listing to create that moat around your listing. Now, this is going to help boost your organic rank and your sales. Analyzing and refining your Google Ads campaigns is critical for success. Focus on profitability metrics like ROAS as you scale and tweak based on the data. So let's summarize everything we just went over with Google Ads to your blog post, and I recommend printing this list because it's super helpful to have. Number 1, if you're not getting impressions, check for approval and relevance. Number 2, if you're getting impressions but no clicks, a low click-through rate, redo your ads and make sure they are more relevant. Number 3, if you're getting lots of clicks but no sales, make sure your Amazon listing is relevant for what you're bidding on and for the problem that your product solves. Also, make sure your Amazon listing is optimized for reviews, photos, copy. If you're running out of budget but hitting your ROAS goals, increase your budget. It's not that hard. Your action items for this module is I want you to set up 3 Google Ads direct to product display page on Amazon. These need to be single keyword ad campaigns for the top 20% of products that are producing 80% of your results. And then use the 20% of search terms that are producing 80% of your results. And then add these campaigns to your Google Ads tracking sheet as you make them so you can track them moving forward. Bonus points if you hire an assistant to track it for you so you can just look at the data, because that's what your job is. Not to track it, but to look at the data and report it. In this module, we're diving into an essential topic for any entrepreneur: serving your target audience. This is an area where many fall short, often because they fear spamming their clients or customers. We're not here to spam, we're here to serve at the highest level. I want to go through this first before jumping into how to build your email list, because when you provide genuine value around a problem that your audience is having, your audience will appreciate it, and sales will naturally follow as a result. Conversely, if you spam them, you'll see sales dwindle. So let's talk about how to wake up every day with a mission to build your email list and serve them at the highest level. First, create a gathering place that addresses their problems. In this training, you're going to see me focus on building an email list. There are many other ways to serve your audience, which I will discuss in the bonus section, but I wanted to keep it simple for now. Next, email blogs from other people that provide value. You've probably seen newsletters out in the space. That's all it is. It's pretty much blogs from other people. Set up a Google Trend alert for your niche and share the valuable content that you get if you're not creating your own. This is essentially, like I said, creating a newsletter. Number 3, writing your own blogs is another fantastic way to serve your audience. In Freedom Flywheel number 3, part 2, which is this one right here, I'm going to show you how to write your own blogs, post them, drive traffic to them, and send them to your email list, all in under 60 minutes. This used to take me 4 to 5 weeks and a team of 4 to accomplish what ChatGPT can do for you now in no time. Post these blogs and email them to your list. Remember, the goal is to serve, not to sell. I want to go on a sidebar here. You don't have to do everything I'm talking about. As we continue down this list, the task becomes more complex and time consuming, but feel free to stop here and just stick to blogs. However, the more you do, the more your business will grow. So once you've written a blog, you can record a video discussing it and post it to your community. Again, you don't have to do this. Just do the blog. Don't have to do a video. But this adds a personal touch and makes the content more engaging. We won't be going over that in this flywheel, but also in the bonus section as an optional way to serve for those that want to be the attractive character. Again, this is not required, but another way to serve. Going live in your community is another powerful way to connect, discuss your blog post, or even someone else's content with the credit, of course. Again, not required, but helpful in serving. Consistency is key. Email your audience at least weekly. As you write blogs and research solutions, keep your list engaged by adding this content to your email flow. Drip out emails every 3 to 4 days to keep your audience connected and interested. By consistently providing value, you keep your audience engaged. When it's time to sell, they'll remember how much you've helped them and will be more inclined to buy from you. Always remember, the more value you provide, the more sales you will make. The more you spam, the fewer sales you'll see. In the rest of this flywheel, I'm going to show you how I'm building my first 5,000 people on my email list. You can adapt these methods to fit your style and build your email list however you'd like, but this is how we're doing it. Knowing who you serve is crucial for connecting with your ideal audience. Before creating any marketing, first get crystal clear on who is your target customer. What problem are you solving for them? What outcome do they desire? We did this in the very first module as it's so important. Are they trying to avoid pain and get out of hell, or are they trying to find pleasure and get to heaven? You need to know the answers to these questions to figure out how to serve them at the highest level. This is the biggest point of failure for entrepreneurs and business owners. They don't know their audience. Let's talk about getting them out of pain or getting them to pleasure. It's simple to think about getting someone out of pain. You're helping someone with obesity, headaches, migraines, dry eyes, joint pain, a difficult child, gut health, IBS, acid reflux, sleeplessness, debt, a failing business, Amazon PPC, or Amazon sales that are decreasing. Conversely, getting someone to pleasure is making them reach a higher status that is much higher than where they are currently, like making more money, driving fancy cars, a bigger home, private jets, reaching their dreams that they've always had. Just think about the problem that you want to solve, or the problem that your product solves. I have a few customers I serve depending on the business. In iLove, we helped postmenopausal females get out of the debilitating pain of dry eye, and we did this by teaching them healthier habits and using healthier products that we sold. At Dr. Berry's, we help postmenopausal females get out of of the debilitating pain that acid reflux can cause by teaching them healthier habits and using healthier products that we sell. At Profitable Pineapple Ads, we serve e-commerce business owners in the health and wellness space who are trying to make the world a better place. They know why they are in business and serve the world to make it better. We help them do this by building a moat around their e-commerce business, specifically on Amazon using Amazon PPC, Amazon DSP, and external traffic like Google Ads, Facebook ads, influencers, and online clout. This understanding should be your guide for your customer journey. When you deeply understand who you serve and what motivates them, you can craft messaging and experiences that truly resonate. Your marketing speaks directly to their pain point and aspirations. This customer intimacy fuels growth. So take time to clarify exactly who you help and what makes them tick. Let this core human understanding guide how you attract and engage your audience across every touch point. Go back to your mission statement and write down the problems that your product solves. Write down as many problems that you can think of. Here are some examples. For acid reflux, heartburn, finding food I can eat, pain down my arm, sore throat, upset stomach, throat mucus, cough, pain when lying down, regurgitation, nausea, worried about the side effects from daily medications like Prilosec, GERD at night, sinus and throat irritation, stomach bloating, silent reflux, chest pressure, heart palpitations, swollen gums, hiccups. My stomach and esophagus feel like they're on fire. Feels like something is stuck in my throat. I can't drink coffee or eat my favorite foods anymore. Constantly clearing my throat. Scared of cancer developing, Barrett's disease, not knowing what to eat, regurgitation, and bad breath. Whew, how do I know all that? I asked my customers. I have them fill out a survey. They gave me that whole list. I didn't even think of it. Now, for you, the Amazon seller, you have unprofitable ads, you have a loss of rank, your sales have decreased, your profits decrease, increased ad costs, lack of understanding around Amazon PPC, no time to focus on advertising. Again, all I did was ask you guys, and you guys gave me that list. For our dry eye patient, dry eyes, blepharitis, inflamed eyelids, styes, loss of work, painfully irritated eyes, dry flaky eyelids, eyelids stuck shut. Now, your action items for this video is to write down as many problems that you can think of that your product solves. Ask your customer. All right, in this video, I'll walk you through the steps to research keywords and create your first blog post. This is designed to drive external traffic to your Amazon product listing. So let's just jump right in. Just go to Google, search Google Keyword Planner, and this will pop up. If you've never spent a dime on Google Ads, yours is gonna look a little different than mine. Mine's gonna have more detail because I've paid for Google Ads. So what I recommend doing is just spend $5 on Google, just make a quick ad, spend $5, and then you get all the features that you're gonna see here. So I don't wanna see any comments about how you don't see what I see. You just need to spend some money. But anyway, so we're in Google Keyword Planner. And this key thing is here, we're just going to discover new keywords right here. Once we click that, you should have a basic understanding from all the research that we've done before. And just because you should know your product, number one, you should know what keywords you're going after. And so I'm going after acid reflux. I'm going after GERD. I'm going after heartburn. And those are my main 3 keywords. Again, what is the problem that your product solves? What is the problem that your product solves? That's essentially it. All right, we're going to click Get Results. Now here the results are going to pop up. I'm going to close this area right here. I'm going to scroll down. So it's going to give you your keywords right up here first. And then here's your search volume, average monthly searches. You can click this to see the trend. This is a pretty stable year round. It goes down a little bit in the summer, goes down pretty much stable year round. Same thing, stable year round. And so what I'm looking for here is high search volume, 300,000 a month, which is about 10,000 a day, which is huge. Low competition. So this competition score is competition compared in Google Ads. So is it highly competitive in Google Ads or is it not competitive in Google Ads? That's all that does. That's all that competition is right there. Year over year change. I usually like to find things that are going up, but not required. That's just a whole marketing thing. Like you need to go after categories that are going up, not down. But the key thing here is this right here, top of page bid, low range and high range. So right here, I want to look for low cost per click, 5 cents for acid reflux, 5 cents for GERD, 31 cents for heartburn, and it has less search volume. So I'm going to do these 2 first because of that high search volume, low competition, low cost per click. And so these are going to be my keywords I'm going to make blogs around, and that fits into my product perfectly. Our product is called Reflux Essentials. So I'm going to choose for this purpose, acid reflux right here. So now that I've picked my keywords, I'm now going to write an article around my keywords. In your SOP, I have a ChatGPT prompt, which I'll bring over the SOP real quick so you can see it. That ChatGPT prompt is right here, and it's also below this video. So you're going to copy this whole thing, and the key thing is that you are going to change what's in this red, keyword and your product. Again, make sure you're always following FDA structure function claims. And the reason I say that over and over again is because it's so important. All right, so let's go over to ChatGPT. I use Poe. Use whatever you want. It does not matter. what you use. I'm using Poe because at the time of this recording, ChatGPT is not working. And so I switched to Poe a little while ago and I love it. It pulls in can pull in whatever. So I'm going to put acid reflux in for my keyword. I'm going to go over and get information on my product to pull that in here as well. So let's go over to my product listing and we're just going to take this. I'm just going to grab my title, put it right here. All right. And then you just hit enter. So this will take usually about 5 minutes to fully work. Usually not. Usually actually only takes about 30 seconds, but sometimes it can take a little longer. And we're just waiting for it to write the article. All right, so the article's done. And I want to point out a couple things. This is your meta description. This is part of your article. Here's some alternative titles. I wouldn't recommend that one. That one's just not good. And then also, I don't like to put my product in when I'm talking about a disease. And the reason is because I don't want my product tied with that disease claim. And so what I usually do is I'll make these articles and then I'll just put banner ads in the article. And you're going to see that in a future video. But what I'm doing there is just giving them information about acid reflux and then having my product as the advertiser on that article. So I hope that makes sense, but it will make more sense in a later video. Another thing to note is you don't want to have brand names of medications in your article. And the reason that is because Google will not show you can't run ads when you have medications in your article. So make sure you take the medications out. I would leave the proton pump inhibitors or PPIs, but I'd take the name of medications out because then you'll be able to advertise on Google. So I hope this video made sense. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so we wrote your article in the last video. Now in this video, I'm going to show you what I do with the blog post after that. I don't like to edit inside of Shopify or inside of WordPress or wherever you're posting your blog. I actually like to do it in a Google Sheet. And then I'm going to show you how to make your attribution links. So let's go make your attribution link first. So I'm going to head over here to my attribution area. So inside Amazon Ads, where you're going to go is down here to measurements and reporting, Amazon attribution. You're going to click create new campaign and create manually. So we're going to type the name of the campaign. I like to plan everything out first. So I'm going to come over here. Let me go down. So here's the one that I'm going to do right here. And that name's going to change here in just a little bit. Let's actually go back to the blog post first. I'm going to copy this. And then we're going to come over here. I'm going to create a new Google Sheet. Copy that all into here. Once we have that copied into here, I like to rethink the title. Usually the title that Poe gives me or ChatGPT gives me isn't that great. So I'm going to rethink that. Again, remember with titles, you want them to be catchy. So a good way to have a catchy title is a number up front with a superlative like best, worst, danger, all that stuff, and then the keyword. And so this one's going to be about finding relief from acid reflux discomfort. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to kind of comb through this article, look at it real quick, and then just see what I could talk about. When you should see a doctor. Let's see, lifestyle and dietary changes. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, what I'm counting there, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to delete the information about us. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, so 17. 17 best acid reflux relief. 7 best ways to find acid reflux relief. Yeah, we'll try that. There you go. All right, so that's going to be the name. So we're going to take this and we're going to change that name right here. Going back to the Amazon attribution, that's going to be the name here. I want everything to be in sync. I have the name of the blog, The GERD Chef, 01, 17 best ways to find acid reflux relief. Reflux Essentials is the product. That's how I name them. I then like to add all on this page because I don't care if they buy any of my other products because I want to get credit for them. I then click the link. This is going to pull up your canonical URL right here. That canonical URL you're going to bring back over here and you're going to put in Reflux Essentials. Select your publisher, doesn't matter. I just usually put Google. Click through URL, and then we're going to hit create. Here's your attribution link. I'm going to come back over to the article. I'm going to put it right up here, just for reference. And then what I like to do is anytime I mention the word supplement, I'm just going to put a little link. Let's see. And then I like to plan out how we're going to make this look. So I'm going to put pretty much every 2 paragraphs a banner ad. So I'm going to put a banner ad right here. And these I just had a designer make. And then I usually do every 2 paragraphs. So we got 1, 2 right here. And we got 1, 2, and then right here. And then OTC, natural supplements, give what your body needs. And then I'm going to put a picture of my product right here as like a banner ad. And of course, these aren't going to be that big. You want to size them appropriately. But yeah, that's essentially it. This is what your article is going to look like. I like to plan it in a Google Doc first. I'm just going to shrink these for now because you're going to re-upload them when you upload them to the blog. But that's how you make the attribution link and put it in. These are all going to have links to it to open up on Amazon. And then let me show you what this will look like when it's all said and done. So this is an example of our blog, top 5 mistakes, acid reflux and GERD management. Top 5 mistakes in acid reflux and GERD management, banner ad. Clicks over to Amazon with the attribution link. I also like to make a picture of a big button. And notice how this opens up in a new tab. Then scrolls down, there's another banner ad, a different one, and then another banner ad right there. So that's what it will look like after you post it. And I'm sure I'll show you some other examples here in the next video. All right, you've put in the work to craft an amazing blog post. Now it's time to get that blog live. In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step on how to quickly publish your post. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to show you this on Shopify. I don't care where you do it. Do it on your Shopify store, do it on a WordPress site, do it wherever you want. It does not matter. I'm going to show you Shopify. I am not a tech person. If you're doing it somewhere else, don't ask me how to do it. Go look on YouTube because I'm going to show you on Shopify. That's where we're going to do it. I also do it on WordPress. So I'm just going to show you Shopify because that's going to be the most common. All right. So we're going to come down here, click on sales channels. And you're going to see me stumble. I don't know Shopify that well. I know it well enough to make myself dangerous, but that's about it. You're going to click on online stores. You're going to click on blog posts. You're then going to create a new blog. So add blog post, and this is where you're going to put it. So let's go back to our article, 17 best ways to find acid reflux relief there. And then we're going to grab all of this, bring it down. These might actually copy the photos, but we'll see. Go back here, Shopify, paste it all in. You see the links copied, but I don't think the photos copied, so that's okay though. All right, so we're gonna put our first banner ad right here. Insert image. What I did there is just found where I want it, went to these 3 dots and insert image. And these might be in here already, but doesn't look like they are. So I'm gonna add images. I'm gonna add these 3 images. That's just gonna put it in my asset library right here. I'm going to put this one in right here, and we're going to click done. That's going to pop it in there. I'm then going to edit this image, double clicking it, hitting center. 480 is a pretty good size, and then click edit, and that's going to center it. I'm then going to click a link. I'm going to go back to my article and go all the way to the top, grab the affiliate link, the attribution link, put it in here. New window, link title, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. And then I'm going to come right here. I'm going to find this link. I'm going to click edit link, link title, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. I like to open it in the new window. Okay, let's scroll down. So every 2 paragraphs, so 1, 2, right here. This one, can insert image, put that in. Don't know where my button is. I have to zoom out a little bit. Hold on, let me try that. There it is. Okay, we're going to double click this. We're going to center it. Product image, alt text, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Edit, and then we're going to click on it, link it, open a new tab, link title, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Perfect. All right, 1, 2. I'm going to go 1 more to right here, and then I'm going to take this, insert image. We're going to do probiotics. Done. Product image, image alt text, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Edit image, hyperlink, new window, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Insert, and then I forgot to do this in the edits, so we're going to do it here and take out all the brand names of the medications. Let's make sure there's none others. Okay, good. And then finally down here at the bottom, right here, I'm going to put just an image of my bottle. So 3 dots, insert image. Looks good. Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Perfect. And then center. It's picking up that space bar. That's why it's acting funny. There we go. Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. I'm going to copy that now and go to new window. And then this one. And I think there's one more, maybe at the top. I think we already did this one. We did this one at the beginning. Open a new window. Cool. So that's it. I don't usually put a featured image, but you can. I'd make it around the title. And then here's where you put your meta description. The meta description was at the top here, right here. Put that right there. All right. And then put it in the blog that it should be in, Acid Reflux blog. I'm going to put my name in. Author is invalid. Please select. Okay. We'll just put his name in. And then we'll go to visible. And then we'll hit save. All right. You're published. Congratulations. Now you've published your blog. In the next video, we're going to be talking about getting traffic to the blog now. Again, always get these reviewed by an attorney. Make sure you follow FDA structure function claims. That's the last thing you want to get caught by and punished by or fined by or whatever with the FDA. So make sure all of your article, all of your copy around the supplement space follows FDA structure function claim. This is where everything starts to get really fun. My Google Ads strategy is something that I've been using since November of 2017 with amazing results. You will be contacted by Google Ads specialists. Ignore them. They are salesmen. They do not know what they're doing. Do what I teach in this module. Not only has this helped me build up to gain around 200 email leads per day, but it's also generated a ton of revenue for us on Amazon, as well as boosted our organic rank since we're driving external traffic. This is the most important part. One last additional note before we dive in. This doesn't just work for driving traffic to a blog. This strategy works extremely well to drive more traffic directly to Amazon, like I talked about in the previous module, any website page, Shopify, your blog, an Etsy shop, an affiliate link, your YouTube channel, your e-commerce site, and more. Remember, this is the magic of the Perpetual Sales Machine. The goal is not only building something that your audience wants to consume, but also something that they will want to share, give you their email for, and then also buy your product on Amazon. Again, this sends external traffic to Amazon, which Amazon loves, and they'll reward you with higher ranking, more sales, and even a monetary bonus. Let's show you the simple Google Ads strategy that anyone can do, including you who may have never touched advertising and especially Google Ads before. Let's jump over to my screen. All right, let's make your Google ad. Now, before we make our Google ad, I want to go over a couple things. And this is external traffic. So external traffic will not convert as well as other traffic like Amazon PPC. You're looking at a 1 to 3% conversion rate versus 20 to 50% on Amazon. Now, the reason for this is that you're sending someone from Google or Facebook to Amazon to purchase. And this might be before they're ready. Number one, Facebook is interruptive marketing. This goes with TikTok and Instagram as well. You're trying to pull somebody away from a Facebook reel or a TikTok video or an Instagram reel to buy your widget. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram are going to be your lowest converting advertising channels because it's interruptive marketing. Google is search marketing, meaning people are searching for both information and for products. This converts higher than Facebook, but usually lower than Amazon. Now, with that being said, even with a lower conversion rate, this will still increase your organic rank because Amazon loves and they reward external traffic. So again, we're going to track your ROAS over time in this spreadsheet that we have right here. And then we're going to refine your articles based on performance. I want to repeat one more thing. Your ACOS is going to be much higher for these. Your ROAS will be lower, your ACOS will be higher. That's the relationship of that. But you have to remember Amazon rewards external traffic with increased organic rankings, and you get 10% cash back. Now, we shoot for about a 1 ROAS for these because we are in the consumable space, which is 100% ACOS. Now, we do that because we know the long-term game. We know our lifetime value. If you're not in the consumable space, you might want to go after a 2 ROAS, which is a 50% ACOS. That's going to be more profitable for you, or just go after your break-even ROAS. All right, that being said, let's jump in. All right, so this one I'm going to show you how to create your Google Ads. Sorry about the squeak there. So let me pull up the SOP, and you have the SOP down below, and it will show you exactly how to do this. But I'm going to pull that into here. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this ChatGPT prompt. Again, this is below, and we're going to go over here and copy it into Poe. Now, what this says, in addition to the topic above, can you please create 30 catchy headlines related to the article? I like to just put the article you just wrote. I think it was the article we just wrote. Let me see. Yeah, right here. So it is the article we just wrote. Can you also create another 10 catchy descriptions related to the topic? Each headline, 90 characters. I plan to use these for Google Ads as well. And it just kind of keeps talking about it. And then we'll hit go. All right, now we have all of our headlines and descriptions created. We're now going to head over to Google. We're going to hit create campaign, new campaign. We're going to do website traffic. I don't care what your Google rep tells you. I don't care what anybody else tells you. We are doing website traffic. At the time of this recording, Google cannot relate to Amazon to know what traffic's converting and what traffic isn't. So we're doing website traffic. We're just getting people on the website. So click website traffic, continue. And we're doing search-based campaign type. Search, 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 nothing else. Your business's website, you're gonna go over and grab the business website. So this right here, your URL, and we're gonna click that into there. We're gonna hit continue. Website name, we're gonna go back to our spreadsheet, use the same name we used pretty much all around. You just wanna keep everything named consistently, easier for tracking purposes as a result. What do you wanna focus on? We still can't track conversions or conversion values, so we're gonna do clicks. And then we're gonna ignore the rest of it, hit next. We're going to uncheck these because that just expands your reach and makes it more broad. And we don't want broad. We want focused. United States or whatever country you want your location to your ads to serve, and then ignore the rest of this. Hit next. You can generate some, even though it's not letting me this time, but I don't think Gemini is that good. So I'm going to skip. And then we're going to get so we're going to do parentheses for acid reflux phrase match. We're going to do brackets for acid reflux exact match. And it tells you that right down here. So bracket and parentheses is phrase. We do not want to use broad. So you can see right away, we're at 27 cents a click, 567 weekly clicks for a cost of 152. I'll talk about how we're going to get that down here in just a little bit. But now we're going to make our ad. So we're just going to put in the display pass acid reflux to match the keyword, and you can see it pop in right there. And then the first keyword should always be your title. So 17 best ways to find acid reflux. So I'm going to come back over here, and in the description, we're going to put it right there. 17 ways to find acid reflux relief. And that is exactly what the article is all about. So that's where I'm going to keep it right there. Oops. So that one I'm going to pin at number 1 because that's the name of the article. That's exactly what I want to be in there. And now we're just going to use Poe like we just did to come up with more. So let me snap this out of here, go back to Poe, and let's see. Home heartburn, no more burning. Let's see. If I don't like some of these, I'll come down here. And then some of the headlines in your article. So what is acid reflux? And then we'll just look over here and keep reflux under control. And then address the root causes. And then you can also do dynamic keyword insertions by using that bracket. Hit keyword insertion, and I'm going to put acid reflux. Now we're going to do the descriptions. And we just need 4 of those. And then images. Again, make sure you're following FDA structure function claims for everything you're doing. So I'm going to look for stock images. Okay, that looks good. They're going to split test all those. Site link extensions just kind of add to your ad. And you create these just by, again, headline, description, and the final URL. And so what I recommend doing with this is just sending them to different blogs and even going straight to Amazon with these. And so I've already created a bunch of these, but you just put that in here, hit create. You can see a couple of the ones I've created here. So 11 GERD treatments, 50% off reflux essentials on Amazon. Don't want that one. Easy acid reflux recipes, low acid wines. And so those are the 3 I'm going to choose. I think that's good. That's good. I'm going to hit save. And then what a site link extension is just down here. So they just pop up down here randomly. You can put up to 20 of those in here. Once I have all those, you can see I've done most of it. We're going to hit done, and then I'm going to hit next. So it's doing $21 a day. So to lower that cost per click, the main thing that we do with the Google Ads is we adjust the budget. That's essentially it, is we adjust the budget. When we're not profitable, we adjust the budget down. When we are profitable, we adjust the budget up to be more aggressive. And look what happens, the relationship between budget and cost per clicks and clicks. So at $5, we're gonna get 14-cent clicks. We're gonna get about 253 clicks. That is 40 people about 40 people coming to your website every single day and reading about the problem that you're trying to solve. So look what happens when I turn it up to 50. Your weekly clicks doubles, but your cost per click also triples. And so there's going to be a fine. You're going to pretty much going to be increasing your budget as you're profitable to a certain extent, and then you can't really increase it anymore because then it becomes unprofitable. However, that can be highly effective when you're looking to scale faster. And so keep that in mind. Is the only metric that we're going to change here is going to be the budget. That's it inside Google Ads to make it more or less profitable. You don't need to change anything else. So just the budget, because it changes that cost per click relationship. So we're going to half the weekly clicks, but we're going to third the CPC, and we're going to see what that gets us first. Start with small bets, $5 a day. Every time you start a campaign, $5 a day. And then you go all in. Once you see that this is working, you then go up to $10. Okay, ROAS is still being met, you go up to $20. ROAS is still being met, then I usually slow it down a little bit. I'll go up to $40. I'll double it one more time. And then at $40, I'll let it sit. If it's still profitable, then I go up slower, like $10, $20 at a time. And so usually a lot slower at that time, but I'll double it at the beginning if everything's working well. I hope that made sense, but I'll show it in the next video of maintaining and optimizing here in just a little bit. All right, then you click next and it will check for errors, and then you publish, and that's it. So that is how you create your Google ad. Let me know if you have questions. Now that we've set up our Google ad campaigns, we need to closely monitor performance and continuously optimize. Here are the key metrics we'll track for each campaign. And there's a Google spreadsheet down below that you can copy and use this. You're going to track your Google ad spend. This is your total spend that you're spending on the Google ads. Your Amazon revenue, which is attributed sales revenue. Number 3, your brand referral bonus. This is a 10% credit back to your Google ad spend from your attribution link. We auto calculate this in our spreadsheet as it's 10% of your Amazon revenue. Your ROAS, or your return on ad spend, or revenue per dollar spent. We calculate this a little differently because we credit the brand referral bonus back to your Google ad spend, automatically done in your spreadsheet. You can track other things like clicks, which is your total clicks, your cost per click. You'll see also in my spreadsheet, I measure CAC, or your customer acquisition costs. Don't worry about doing all that. Just worry about doing the ROAS for this part. Once you become more advanced, then you can add that other stuff later on. We also track changes. We'll document any changes we made to these campaigns. Now let's go through some scenarios and optimization techniques. If you're not getting any impressions on your Google ad, check to make sure your ad is approved and is relevant for your keywords. Make sure your landing page is relevant for your keywords that you're targeting. This is the importance of single keyword ad campaigns. It leads to congruence across the whole customer journey, from search to click to landing page to Amazon listing to purchase. Number 2, if you have a low click-through rate of under 5%, look to improve ad relevance with better targeting and ad copy. Higher relevancy can decrease your cost per click. Make sure to use the single keyword ad campaigns that we talked about, and that your headline has that single keyword ad campaign in it, and your landing page has that single keyword ad or single keyword in it as well. Make sure you're not using broad targeting and only phrase and exact. You can add photos, site link extensions, and better ad copy to your Google ad. That will help increase your click-through rate. Number 3, if you have low conversion rates, if you're getting lots of clicks from your article but no sales. First of all, know that Amazon attribution takes about 48 hours to report anything, so check this weekly. Once you get this set up, don't check it for 7 days. However, if you're getting lots of clicks but few orders, or if you're not profitable, most likely your Amazon listing needs work. Try different calls to action, product presentations, new photos. Make sure your reviews are at 4.3 or higher. It's just Amazon listing optimization. Also, make sure your listing just looks good. Make sure you have a high quality product. It's pretty simple. Put a coupon on it. Coupons can help increase your conversion rate as well. Now, we don't scale this unless we are above our target ROAS, which is 1.5 in our case, but we usually go between 1 and 2 depending on your target. Budget is the only metric that you need to change within these campaigns inside Google. When you have a winning campaign, increase the budget on these campaigns, nothing else, just the budget. I usually like to start with a $5 a day budget and increase by about 50% per week. However, when we're at these lower budgets, I usually am a little more aggressive. I'll go from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 40, and then I'll kick in that 50% per week. But just know, increase it. If you're doing great, increase it until your ROAS starts to decrease. Again, we start out at $5 a day because we're making small bets at first, and then we go all in by increasing the budget. Once we're hitting our ROAS goal, again, 1.5, we usually just sit on the budget and let it run. Results will fluctuate week to week. Now, we need to pause our losers. If you've tried to optimize the landing pages, your blog posts, your Amazon listing, ad campaigns, and nothing's working, just pause those campaigns and move on to the next one. That's why we recommend doing 10 to 20 of these, because one's going to go nuts, 3 or 4 are going to do okay, the rest are going to flounder. They're not going to do well at all. So let me show you exactly how to do this on my screen. All right, so in the previous Freedom Flywheel, I showed you how to track direct from Google Ads straight to Amazon. Now I'm going to show you the blog post, and it's a little bit more intricate, but it's pretty much the same thing. We're tracking clicks, we're tracking purchases, and that's what we're looking for. And so what I want to show you here is, we'll start at the top here. This is going to be the next step. So pop-ups for your PDF email list and drip sequence. We're going to do that in the next Freedom Flywheel, but I still like to measure it here because we're taking a holistic approach to building your audience, building your email list, and then building sales on Amazon, this perpetual sales machine. And what you'll notice here is the email list alone right here is responsible for $120 of my $240 in total sales. That's how important the email list is, because you're getting repeated exposure. When they go to your blog posts, like I just taught you, they're seeing your product or whatever for the first time. And so keep that in mind. And so let's scroll down here. So our first blog that we made, which is the 17 best ways to find acid reflux. All right, so we have all these banner ads that we created in the last one. Looks like we need some buttons. And then you have your pop-up here. So we'll scroll down more, and then you can see 15 most common. So this is another one. And so what we're going to do is, just to shortcut it, I come over here, Google Ads, like I showed you in the last video or last Freedom Flywheel. I'm going to go to last week, Sunday to Saturday, and you can actually filter it with this button right here. And I'm just going to put TGC. So that's going to give me all my filters. Let's go campaign name and then put TGC. Okay, that's going to bring up all the Gurchef or all my blogs. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 13 going. All right, so let's go back over here. In 2 last week, we did $15.23 right there. We did not make any sales. We looked at that at Amazon attribution. So we'll come over here and we'll do that same thing, TGC. And so that was TGC. So 2, we had, looks like no clicks last week. And so 0, 0, 0, total purchases 0. Pretty easy there. All right. So getting no click-throughs. So that tells me it's a landing page problem. So when I go to this landing page, we had 15 visitors to this landing page, but absolutely no clicks onto these banner ads at all. All right, let's go to the next one. 11 effective GERD treatment options. We spent $30. So let's go to that. TGC03, spent $29.81. Got 114 people at 26 cents a click. Go over here, TGC03, we got 2 click-throughs. So we got 2 click-throughs and 0. So we're spending about $15 to get a click-through. So that's expensive, that's a lot. And then we're also getting 114 clicks to that one. So quite a few clicks. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'll just jump back into optimization. So I got 114 clicks to the blog and only 2 click-throughs. That's a 2% click-through rate from my blog to Amazon, which is very low. But then also something to keep in mind is that that's a very low percentage chance of ever converting that traffic. So I'm going to probably play with this a little bit more to see if I can fix this to make it a little better and get this click-through rate up. Let's see, TGC03. But until I do that, I'm actually going to lower this. I'm going to take it down to about 250. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on that because it's not converting very well. All right, TGC04. Let's look at that one. So I'm going to put that in here. Decrease to 250 from $5 budget. All right, TGC04. Let's take a look at that one. Looks good. May have to increase that font size a little small. All right, TGC04. Spent $16.18. Got 30 clicks so far. TGC04, $16.18. Let's go check the revenue from attribution. TGC04, nothing, no click-throughs. Okay, so nothing there. All right, but we've only got, let's see, TGC04 only had 30 clicks. So I'm going to let that one run a little bit. I'll actually probably reduce this one. We're trying to conserve cash right now. And so I'm going to just reduce that one too, just because we didn't get any click-throughs. But I usually let it run until I at least get 100 clicks like this one. All right, TGC06, that one got a lot of clicks, low cost, 158 clicks, $25.20. TGC06, we'll skip 5 for now. TGC06, looks like we got, no click-throughs, no sales. So lots of click-throughs though, and then let's see, that one doesn't apply to that. All right, so what I want to do with this one is I'll probably keep, let's go down to 250. Again, trying to conserve cash. I actually like that one because it's getting a lot of traffic to our blog, just not getting sales yet. 7 hidden dangers of antacids. All right, so we did $15.81. So let's go down to that one. Let's see right here, $16. Oh, wow. Okay, so this one actually did produce. So let's go to the revenue for attribution. TGC 13. Oh, that's why I'm checking this week. That could be why. Okay, TGC 13 right here. 31 click-throughs, $119. So that might be our winner. So what am I going to do with this one? Let's go back to our tracker. Cost per acquisition is $1.27, which is crazy good. And our ROAS is 31, which is crazy good. $31.40. So what am I going to do with this one? I'm going to double the budget. So let's see what happens when we double the budget. So with this one, so I'm going to take budget away from these, and I'm even going to do it on this top one too, to focus on this one. All right, so let's see what we can do the simulation. And so let's see what happens. If we were to, so right now we're getting about 17 clicks per day. If we were to go up to $20, triple our clicks. What I want to do is just go up $10 for a week. And so we're going to go from 17 to 27 clicks a day. Our cost per click is going to go probably around $1.95 to $2.54, which you see that didn't play out quite like that. High click-through rate, right at 5% interaction rate, which is our click-through rate. And so what I'm going to do is lower all of these to focus on this one. All right, cool. I think we did have one more. So let me exit out of this. I believe it was DB. Yep, DB. So this is getting 14-cent clicks, 141 clicks at $20.23. Let's go up to that one. Let's see. Yep, here it is right here. Looks like no. We're going to do, and this is just, we put this one on our Shopify site. So DB right here and nothing right here. No click-throughs or anything. All right. So 0 purchases. So what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to decrease that one too, because I want to focus on the one that's actually producing for us. So DB, we're going to go down to 250. Lots and lots of interactions, though. Lots of clicks at cheap. So that's good. And then with these, we went over that in previous module. Okay, and that's good. Now, something that you don't see here is that I am getting almost 30 to 40 new email addresses per day on this. And so that's coming as a result of all this traffic that we're getting. And so what I want to show you is, this isn't working right now, but I'll fix it. But it was 240. And so although each individual blog is not contributing, it's building up our email list, which is building this up. So this is my main metric I'm making decisions on, is 244 ROAS. And so our ROAS is looking very strong. Although each individual blog is weak, I'm going to reduce the ones that aren't producing direct sales, but I'm still going to drive traffic to them. That's what we decreased to 250 right there. And then I'm still going to drive blog traffic to them because they're building up our email list. And as long as this continues to stay really high, I'm going to continue to push those. And so I'm going to lower these right now just due to cash constraints locally in our business right now, not locally, but right now in our business. But I'll probably increase those up even though they're not directly converting. And I'll start playing with the landing pages because they're getting a lot of traffic. So I hope this video was helpful in kind of measuring and optimizing your performance with the blog posts. They're not going to be direct sometimes. You're going to have to add Freedom Flywheel 3, part 3, which we're going to go over in the next module. So jump into that because that's when the magic can really start happening with your email list. All right, so here we are inside week 2 of optimizing our Google Ads campaigns. So last week we had 122 with 240. This week we had 371 in spend for 460. And so we need to get some things under wraps, and let's see if we can make this a little better. So we're just going to scroll through this, and you can see that right here, $220 of that 460 came from our email list. Don't be afraid to use, the email list is the strategy. The blogs are one part of the strategy, but the email list is the strategy. If you didn't have your email list and you were just doing the blogs, you're leaving half your money on the table. Look at that. 220 out of 460, 120 out of 240. Half your money on the table because you're just doing the Google blog strategy. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this. And so let's look at these. So this one I reduced to 250 last week. I'm going to keep it there. Still not getting a lot of action on that, but I still want to drive traffic to it because it's still driving a lot of traffic. And you can see that from coming over here, DB1. Last week, we still drove 200 clicks to this website. It's a highly focused thing. And this is the only one I'm doing to Dr. Barry's. But when we scroll back up, you can see that the email list from Dr. Barry's drove 180 in sales. So that pop-up on Dr. Barry's was huge. And so I'm not going to shut this one down. I'm just going to leave it going. Let it go and not do much with that one. This one we took down to 250, not making any sales. I'm going to leave it though. Still getting a lot of traffic coming back over to Google Ads. You can see TGCO2, 227 clicks last week for 10 cents a click. So I'm going to leave that on because it's going to build up our email list. And so 250 a day is not that much. 11 effective GERT treatments. You never know when it might pop like this because these might pop just like this one did. And now this one looks really successful. It's getting a 421 total ROAS, but 1954 just last week after we decreased the budget. So I'm going to leave it there. Let's see, TGC3, it drove last week 218 clicks. So yeah, I'm going to leave that. Click-through rate's coming up. So yeah, let's just leave that one alone. I could go up in budget, but the previous week I had a higher budget, didn't do as much. So I'm going to leave it right there for now. You could go up though. You could double it back up to 5. And then this one, no sales again, but probably driving a lot of traffic. So TGCO4 right here, 128 clicks for 18 cents a click. Very cheap clicks. I'm going to leave that one going for 250. Top 7 supplements, a little more expensive. Let's see. 37 clicks. Not a lot of data there yet. 22 cents a click. We'll leave that one going for now. It's still learning. Let's keep going. 23 best foods. So we've gotten quite a few clicks on that one. So TGC 06. Again, 3 cents a click though. So 920 clicks just last week. I'm going to leave that one on because it's driving a lot of clicks. So we're probably getting a lot of opt-ins from this. And then top 5 mistakes. Number 7. Again, didn't make anything. However, 58 clicks at 14 cents a click. So I'm gonna leave that one going. You can see all of these are just $2.50 a day. Then this one I actually turned up last week. So if you remember the Assets blog, I'll scroll all the way down to that one. 7 hidden dangers. We spent 58 to make 40. So this one came down a little bit this last week. ROAS decreased quite a bit as well. Overall ROAS is still at 277 though. And this last week was 0.74. So I'm just gonna reduce that one back down. So I'm gonna decrease from $10 to $5 per day. And then we'll just sit on that for a little bit, because that one's a little bit more, so that's why it's a little harder to keep it. Well, let's just go down to 750. Let's go down a little less. See if that helps. $7.50. Oops. All right, so we got those all optimized. Let's go over to the Google Ads Direct. You can see if we would have shut this one off last week, we wouldn't have gotten this. So right now we're operating at $1.74 total, which isn't too bad. $3.19 just last week. 73 clicks at 45 cents a click. That came down quite a bit. And then 2 whole sales, so our customer acquisition cost is $12.50 or 23 total for the quarter, which is not bad at all. Reflux Essentials Acid Reflux. You can see this one, $19.45, $47. I'm going to bring that one down. Actually, no, I did decrease it last week, so no change this week. So let's look at that. So GA, we're down to $2.50. We're getting 73 cent clicks, so a lot lower. So that should come down. And then this one I brought down, but still getting pretty high cost per click, which is crazy for my brand name. Never seen anything like that, but we did, I believe, get a sale. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, we got a sale. So $36.95. Not going to change it at all right now. Actually, no, I did decrease it to $2.50 from $5. All right. And that's our optimization for the week. Hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so here we are in week 3 of optimizing our Google Ads to blog post campaign. And I want to go over a couple things here and show you the results so far. So as you guys know, I launched this business a little over 4 weeks ago. And I want to show you the results first. And so you can see we had our initial launch, and then you can see the slow ascent. Now, I haven't done much with Amazon PPC yet. We're spending about $500 a week on Amazon PPC, so nothing too crazy, nothing too significant. But where I am spending most of my time and efforts is in this strategy, the Google Ads to blog post strategy, the Perpetual Sales Machine. It's going to create a freedom flywheel. And what you can see is this nice steady increase up that we're experiencing. To yesterday, we almost hit $1,000 in sales. I think that would have been our first $1,000 sale day. We didn't quite hit it. We were just short of it. But that's what's happening, is the steady increase. And it's because the emails are starting to accumulate and the emails are getting sent more. And all this stuff is happening, and there's more visitors coming to the blog, and it's causing this ascent in sales. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, oh, this is a lot of work, or I don't feel like doing it. This is what works. Amazon PPC is a good addition, but this is what works. So trust me, focus on this. All right, let's go over to the data. So here's the data. First week, we did $80 in sales. Second week, $240. Third week, $460. Fifth week, $680. And so you can see we're increasing almost by 50% each week, which is huge. We went from 2 sales to 6 to 11 to 17. And the biggest thing that you can do is have that pop up with email sequence right here. 400 of the $700, over 50% of the sales is coming from the pop up and the email drip sequence. That's how important it is to get an email. A lot of people will do this Google Ads to blog post strategy and they'll say it doesn't work. It does work. You just have to implement the whole system. It's not just about the blog post itself or the Google ad. It's about the holistic system of capturing the email address, emailing them, and then sending them information in a strategic fashion, which I go over completely in here. So let's just scroll down this and go through the data real quick. So this is week 3. You can see this one, not doing much, not making any sales. However, we're only spending $250 in a day and 17, and we're still getting some clicks to the blog, and we're getting a lot of clicks from the blog to Amazon. We're getting about 4 clicks a day. I'm going to leave this one here just because it's a good awareness. And when you go back up here to the pop-up, we still got one pop-up sale. And so I'm just going to leave that one going at $250 a day. This one, $250 a day as well. Not getting a ton of, we did get that first sale and we're at $1.41 ROAS. So I'm not going to change anything. We're going to leave it right at that $250 per day budget and leave it alone because it hasn't proven anything. It's between that 1 and 2. So we'll leave it alone. Like I said at the very beginning, at every 10 you'll make, 6 will fall flat, 3 will do okay, and 1 will be a home run. So this is one that's just doing okay. This one's falling flat, but we're going to leave it running because it's gathering emails for us. This one, on the other hand, let's see, it's at a 404. This could be our home run. And so what we did last week is we increased it from $250 to $5 a day. And this week, I'm going to increase it to $10 per day from $5 per day. So we're going to double it. So let's go over to Google Ads. And this one is TGCO3. So we're just going to come over here, and you can always click this little button and see what it's going to do. So if we go from $5 to 10, it's going to go from 333 clicks to 516 clicks. So we're almost going to double our clicks by doing this. So let's double our clicks. We'll go back to the data. Because we're hitting that 404, our CAC is 909 total for the quarter, $10.69. So we're going to increase it. Big change. You can also put like no change here, that you're not doing anything to it, just in case you want to come back to it and be like, did I do anything last week, or did I do anything? No. So increased, let's see, this one, not doing anything, but still getting us a lot of traffic. And so if you go look at TGCO4, just last week, TGCO4 got 229 clicks for 8 cents a click. I'll take that all day long. Let me get this in order. Here we go. So TGCO4, 229 clicks for 8 cents a click. I'll keep it there. TGCO5, 116 clicks at 15 cents a click. So let's look at 05. So 05, we got our first sale. $3 ROAS, so $2.87. I'm going to let this run for a week. I don't need to change anything about that because I don't know if it's going to perform again, because it hasn't performed recently, and we're in between that $1 and $2. I want to see it above $2 before I start scaling it. This one, I could change it. No, I don't want to change it. Never mind, because we have no ROAS. So scratch that saying. All right, let's go down to TGC7. Nothing there, so we're not going to change anything there. Didn't change anything in this one. 06. 06 is an interesting one. I'll show you why. Because we are getting a ton of traffic. So 879 clicks, 2 cents a click. So for $18, we're getting 900 clicks to our blog. And I bet you a lot of those are opting in for our email sequence. So I'm just going to leave that one going for $250 a day. It's not bad. Again, maybe fall flat, but these, don't worry about these for this purpose. So 7 hidden dangers of antacids. So last week we dropped, and ever since we doubled the budget to $10 from $5, it didn't work. And then we decreased it again. It's still running a little slow. So we're going to take it from $7.50 a day back down to $5. $5 seemed to be the sweet spot on this one. Again, some of these just won't scale. And depending on what you want your customer acquisition cost to be, you may not be able to scale some of these. And that's okay. They may just run in the background. Apologies, computer's failing. Let's see. So 7 hidden dangers of antacids. Let's look at that one. We'll go back down to 5 a day. Oops. So we'll go to 5 a day, and that was 13. Now we're on to 14, 15, 16. Okay, let's go look at these. 14, managing hiatal discomfort. Looks like it just started, so we're not going to do anything there. And it looks like it just started, so we're not going to do anything here. So it started this week, I think. And then 16 just started, so $10, no change there. All right, so yeah, just started those. No big deal there. Looks great. Let me show you the Google Ads Direct just because we're here. And you can see that if we would have paused this on week 1, we would have missed out on all these sales. So look at that. We're at a 437 ROAS. And so we didn't change anything about it last week, but this week I do want to change it. So we're at $5 a day. Let's go up to $7.50 a day. You can double it if you want. I don't know if I have the confidence that it will completely scale, but at 1111 ROAS, yeah, I'll double it. Let's do it. So let's go back up to here. We're going to double this one. Let's actually look what it's going to do when we double it. So you can click this little button here, simulator. Let's see what $10 will do. So we'll go from 45 clicks to 68 clicks, and you can see our cost per click is going to go up to $1.12 from 92 cents. So we'll see what that does. All right, so we doubled budget from $5 per day to $10 per day. So you can see these aren't necessarily campaigns that are going to scale very easily, but they can. And so this one, we are only doing a $2.50 a day budget. And you can see it's done pretty well the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to change it though, because we're doing 5 and didn't do as well. It seems to be doing better because it's getting more volume here at a lower cost per click. So we went from $1.06 to 29 cents, 18 cents. I think that volume is what's getting us more clicks as a result. And then we'll come down here. And then this one, Dr. Barry Storefront, doing okay, $1.60. We'll just leave it alone. So it's right at $2.50. So we'll say no change there. And that's it. So that's how we're optimizing our Google Ads campaign. For these other ones that aren't really doing much yet, play with the landing page. And so what you can do is if it's getting traffic, so let's go, I'll give you one example of that. We already talked about it a little bit, 23 best foods. So this is getting traffic, and it's our ideal target market. So what we could do is maybe change the banner ads, change the call to actions to see if we can get more clicks. So maybe try different banner ads here. So let's just do that real quick. So 14-day love your gut guarantee. So I changed that. Let's change this banner ad because it didn't do much last week. Let's try this one. Then we'll change it to be bigger right there. And then we'll try a different banner ad here. Place it. Let's just try the bottle. And then we'll try a different one here. Let's try enjoy your favorite foods again down there. So we're just changing up the banner ads just to see if that's going to help. Okay, I don't know WordPress, so I don't know how to fix this, but it might look a little ugly. That's okay. but let's make sure this is a little bigger. All right, and so we're gonna update it. And I'm just gonna make a note right here that changed banner ads and calls CTAs. Otherwise, no other changes. Okay, so let's take a look. I don't know why that is doing that, but let's take a look at what it looks like. And you can see we're just trying different. Actually, let's make one more change. I'm gonna try one more thing. That's what I usually do when I am not getting sales. So this video is great, but let's see if the video is interfering with our sales. So we're gonna take this and see if we can move it up here. We're gonna move the video down to here. Oops. Add media, insert from URL. All right, you get the point though. I'm just trying different things. All right, let me know if that helps. All right, so let's go over what my Google Ads strategy was this last week and how I'm making some changes. But again, we're seeing significant acceleration in this strategy. So again, week 0, we'll call it $80. Week 2, $240. Week 3, $460. Week 4, $680. Week 5, or excuse me, week 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is $1,519. And so we went from 700 to 1,500. We doubled. And most of you guys stop right here and say it doesn't work. But again, let me show you. $700 of that $1,500 is from our email list and the pop-ups. Repeated for emphasis, 700 of the $1,500 is from our email list and our pop-ups and our lead magnet, like that whole sequence. Now, let's go down here a little bit more, and I'm just gonna go through each of these blogs. So this blog specifically hasn't done much. We're spending $2.50 a day, still haven't got a sale. This would be one that I would look at the landing page and try to make some changes to it. Whether that's a call to action, like up here, maybe adding, I see this one doesn't have the check price and purchase on Amazon button right here. It's right there, but it's not really that visible. But we're gonna probably put a button right here to test this. That's gonna be my big change for this one. I'm not gonna change anything else, just that one. I'm gonna add the button. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna put add button under banner ads. Okay, so that's the first thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna make that red until I do it. This one. So this one's doing okay. I don't have too much of a problem with this one. We're at a 290 to 267 ROAS. That's an okay ROAS. Spending $2.50 a day, getting one sale a week. Ho hum, it's not doing much. We could always check this to see if it's the landing page. So this is that button I was talking about. So I'm gonna add that button to the other one. So this one is somebody looking at symptoms. So this one may never take off. Here's the pop-up, but we could always test this out a little bit more, maybe change how this is all jammed together. We could probably add some spacing, just make it a little more readable. That's one thing that we could do with this one. So same thing. I'm going to make some changes to the landing page. Not much, but look into landing page format. And that's just because I think it looks ugly and it needs just a little help there. Oh, this is interesting. TGC03 spent 62, made 240 for a $6.32 ROAS. That's a pretty good ROAS. So it's getting a lot of clicks. What would you guys do in this situation? I'm going to double it. So we increased it last week and it continues to make even more. So we're going to keep going and double it again this week. So let me open my Google Ads and then you guys can see here. You guys should be able to see my Google Ads. Yes. Okay, good. So that was TGC03. So right now we're spending $10 a day. So what I love to do is just look at this and what's going to happen when we go to $20 a day. So we're going to go from 448 clicks to 701 clicks a week. Our cost is going to go from 64 a week to 130 a week. And so if we go back to our sheet and look at this, if we spend 130 in the week, this would still be a 2.26 ROAS. That's not even accounting for the added traffic that's going to come in. And so I'm okay with that. And then we should pay 20 cents a click instead of the 16 cents a click we're paying right now. I'm going to click apply. And so then I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. We're going to say increased to $20 a day from $10 a day. So we'll see what happens there. And plus we're going to get more leads on that and hopefully get more sales on that as well. All right. So this one, $18 to make 40 cents. No change there. It's doing okay. It got its first sale. So we're just going to let that one go. Another article that's just kind of like the other one that was symptoms. Yeah, we got a sale from it, but they're looking for symptoms. They're not looking for necessarily a solution. This one, we're going to continue to keep at, it doesn't make sales per se. However, it's not spending much and it's getting a lot of clicks. So let me show you that one. TGC 06, 23 best foods. We're getting people on our blog for 3 cents a click. Let me see what date range this is. This is just yesterday. Let's go to last week. So TGC 06, 23 best foods, 800 clicks, 2 cents a click. So $18 got me 800 clicks to my blog. I bet you we got at least a 1% opt-in rate on that. We'll know more here probably next week, but lots of clicks to a blog over people looking for GERD foods, best foods for GERD. I think we're targeting GERD diet for that one. TGC 07, 17.0 looks good. These are just random blogs that we have just trying to drive traffic. We're not doing Google ads for those, so I'm not going to go over those. The 7 hidden dangers of antacids. This one's doing okay. Did really well week 1. And then we tried to increase it. It just hasn't worked. So I'm just going to stay at $5 a day. And I may mess with the landing page on this one. So we could look at the landing page real quick. Got the button, got the call to action. So what I'd do if I changed it, I'd change this banner ad. Try a different call to action. Enjoy your favorite foods again. Maybe it's something else. Safe for daily use. Maybe we put something else at the top. 14-day love your gut guarantee. And I'll just try different banner ads on these. Maybe try just the bottle and no text or anything. So that's what I'm doing when I'm looking at these landing pages. And remember, it is still copy. You're trying to see if you can change the copy. So this one we spent $5 a day on. Didn't get any sales. This one's $5 a day. Got one sale. We're going to keep it running right where it's at. For this one, no sales, I'm going to decrease it. I'm actually going to go look at it first. So this is TGC 14. We spent $31 for no sales. Let's see right here, 325 clicks. So 325 clicks with no sales tells me that that could be a landing page problem because that's a 0% conversion rate on 325 clicks. And so let's take a look at that one real quick. Same thing here. I'd probably retest these. Maybe highlight the bottle more and retest these landing pages.
Or maybe just a picture of the bottle and the link underneath it.
Yep, try that. Just a picture of the bottle with a link underneath it. So you just got to test because 300, go into that blog, you have the traffic, which is perfect. You want traffic first, and then you can figure out copy second. Because once you figure out traffic, you're getting eyeballs. Now we just need to get those eyeballs into converting to purchases. Let's keep going. I don't want to take too much more time on this. This one's looks like a winner so far. The ROAS was $20. So $18 spent, 120. So we're going to take this one to increased budget to $10 per day from $2.50 per day. So let's go over to that. TGC 16, come to this one. Oh, it's not going to give me any analysis though. Probably doesn't have enough data. So we're going to go up to $10 a day, 4 cents a click, 500 clicks. It's crazy. So hopefully it will probably go up to 10 cents a click and probably closer to like 700 to 800 clicks. And this is 6 reasons you should not take omeprazole, which is one of our big competitors. It's a medication. It's for acid reflux. Let you guys see that article real quick. Ooh, look at that. Bottle front and center. So not a banner ad. And bottle front and center at the bottom too. Cool. All right. That looks good. I think that was kind of the last one. I think we have one more. And I'll show you the direct to blog strategy too. So this is Google Ads direct to, sorry, not to blog, Google Ads direct to your Amazon listing. So this one was doing really well. We had a 391 ROAS, 319 and 1111 ROAS. We doubled the budget from 5 to 10 and it dropped the ROAS down quite a bit. I'm not going to touch it yet though, because it got 83 clicks last week compared to 130 the week before, which is funny. Actually, yes, I am going to lower it back down. So we're just going to decrease it to 750 from $10 a day. That was GA01. Go back up here, GA01. We're just going to decrease it a little bit. And you can see what effect that will have. So we're at 750. If we went down here, 41 clicks, 87 cents. And you can see what would happen if we went to $200 a day. So, all right. So we did that one. For this one, acid reflux, I'm just going to keep it where it's at. It's at $250 a day. It gets a sale here and there. No reason. This one I'd probably move to just not looking at it every week because it just kind of does okay. This one seems like it's doing pretty well. Out of 9 clicks, we got 2 sales, which is really good. And that's our brand name. So I'm just going to leave it right where it's at. Omeprazole direct. So we just showed you the blog one. Now this one's direct. It doesn't have enough data. It's only got 20 clicks. So I'm going to let that one go for a while. And this one's only got 16 clicks. So I'm going to let that one go. But these are direct to Amazon. And so all of these, again, just started. So I'm going to let them go for another week. But yeah, that's my week 4 optimization for the Google Ads. By continually optimizing based on performance data, you can turn these campaigns into powerful profit drivers with an army of external traffic sources to your Amazon listing. This again creates that moat around your Amazon listing, helping boost your organic rank and sales while building your email list and building traffic to your website. Analyzing and refining your Google ad campaigns is crucial for success. Focus on profitability metrics like ROAS as you scale and tweak based on the data. So let's summarize everything we just went over with Google Ads to your blog post and print this list and put it on your desk. It's the same as the one from the previous module. Number 1, if you're not getting impressions, check for approval and relevance. Number 2, if you're getting impressions but no clicks, a low click-through rate, redo your ads and make sure they are more relevant. If you're getting lots of clicks, number 3, but no sales, make sure your blog post is relevant for what you're bidding on or for the problem that your product solves. Also make sure your Amazon listing is optimized for reviews, photos, copy, etc. Number 4, if you're running out of budget but hitting your ROAS goals, if you've made it this far, I hope you know to increase your budget. All right, your action items. Build out 1 complete blog and run Google Ads to them. Try to make 1 per month or 1 per week because about 6 out of 10 of these will not work. 3 out of 10 will do okay, then 1 will go absolutely nuts. Keep trying until successful. Start with a small budget, small bets, $5 a day, and then scale as you see fit. As you make these, add them to your Google tracking sheet, which is down below this video. I've been selling on Amazon for almost 10 years, and no one talks about this external traffic strategy to Amazon. But I can say without a doubt that this strategy is what has single-handedly built more millionaires than Amazon PPC or whatever other Amazon hack you've tried. So what is it? Capturing emails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to craft irresistible lead magnets that speak directly to your audience's pains and then convert them to a subscriber on your email list. I'll then show you what to send them and how to automate most of this. Doing this will build rapport and prime them for your solution. And the best part, AI helps you do this in minutes versus days like it used to take me. Let's jump in. To start building your audience, you need an irresistible lead magnet. This is something you give away in exchange for someone's email address. Giving your email address in return for something may not seem like a very personal decision for us because we're in the internet marketing world, but to your audience, it is very personal. Whatever you decide to give them, whether it be a listicle, a book, a coupon, it has to be 10 times the value of them giving you their email address. So what is the biggest problem that your product can solve? You're going to get sick of hearing me say that because I'm going to say it over and over again. It can be something as simple as a short PDF cheat sheet, a coupon for a product, or as extensive as a free dry eye treatment book or a free Amazon PPC course. Choose a lead magnet that directly solves a key problem for your ideal customer. This captures their attention and gets them invested in your solution. Here's an example of some effective lead magnets. A checklist, a list of action items related to achieving a desired outcome. Number 2, a cheat sheet, a simple one-page PDF that gives tips related to their pains and goals. Number 3, a resource list, a curated list of helpful tips and resources for your audience. Number 4, a coupon, create an exclusive discount coupon as your incentive. Amazon lets you make coupon codes for percentage off or dollar off. Number 5, an ebook. Write a short guide in PDF format that provides value around your niche. It can be as short as 10 pages. You can do a webinar, a free online workshop teaching something useful. How many of you in this training watched a webinar of mine before joining me? The key is clearly articulating the core problem your product solves, then positioning your lead magnet as the solution. Here's some examples. For iLove, we served postmenopausal dry eye sufferers. We gave them a free Rethinking Dry Eye Treatment book. For Dr. Berries, we serve postmenopausal acid reflux sufferers. We give them a free Eat, Sleep, and Breathe Your Way to Less Acid Reflux PDF. Profitable Pineapple, you're an Amazon seller. We give away a free Amazon PPC course. To get their email address, we're just going to put simply a pop-up on the blog post that we're already driving traffic to. On that pop-up, after they submit their email, we're then going to present the product to them as well. And then in that first email, we're then going to present them with the lead magnet. After submission, we have their email address and we'll follow up with them through the email, but you can direct them to a thank you page that discusses your product more in depth. On this thank you page, also put an Amazon attribution link to your product. For our Amazon PPC course, we have an offer to join our low ticket community on a free trial or a low cost trial to help liquidate the advertising spend. For Dr. Berries, we have Reflux Essential Supplement with an Amazon attribution link to purchase on Amazon to liquidate the advertising spend. This is called a self-liquidating offer. The offer on the thank you page will hopefully negate your ad spend or decrease your cost per lead significantly. In your lead magnet content, be sure to mention your Amazon product as a recommended solution as well. The goal is directing them to your listing through that attribution link. A compelling lead magnet captures emails from qualified prospects, then your email marketing and Amazon promos convert them into customers. Let me show you how to create your lead magnet and then show you a few examples. All right, so again, you have your ChatGPT prompt below this video. I'm going to show you how to write a couple different things here. So I'm going to do an ebook at the end of this video, but I want to show you a couple other ways that you can use this ChatGPT prompt to pretty much make whatever you want. And so let's just get started. So there's already a typo in the prompt, but let's fix that. All right, so we're going to pretty much copy all this, and I'm going to bring this over here. I've still got my acid reflux bot that we've been using throughout this whole training, and I'm just going to paste that in here. Now, what I'm going to do here first, I'm not going to write an ebook for you. I'm actually going to do something different. Topic's going to be acid reflux. Actually, let's make a GERD one. GERD. Insert audience. Postmenopausal females suffering from acid reflux and GERD. Insert goal. Heal their GERD naturally. And then insert product. Dr. Berry's Reflux Essentials. All right, so this is going to be if you're going to do an ebook, which is a little longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create something pretty simple because I want to show you the simplicity. So I'm just going to delete the ebook part and I'm going to say, please create a one-page PDF on 7 natural ways to help GERD. And it's that simple. So I took out the ebook prompt and I just said a one-page PDF. I don't want you guys to think too much into this. I want you to keep it simple to get started. And 7 natural ways to help GERD could be that. An ebook might be more enticing. You just have to split test. You have to just try different things to see what's going to work for you and your niche. Could be a one-page PDF, could be an ebook, could be pretty much anything. So we talk about all the different things: checklists, cheat sheets, resource lists, coupon, ebook, webinar, all those things to bring in leads. So let's come back down here and over to, so this is it. Follow a GERD-friendly diet, manage stress techniques. And then what I'm going to do is I'll take this over and I'll just go over to Fiverr and I'll look for one-page PDF designer. It's essentially a flyer you're creating. Look at that. I will condense your pitch deck into a one-pager. That's a little more expensive. One-page flyer, designed within 24 to 48 hours, $25. I'll design a one-page infographic, $10. I will design dessert company. That's an interesting one. Let me go back. So I'll pick this one. I'll look at the job. So 1 data point, unlimited revisions, 5 data points, 15 data points. So $40. I'm going to hire this guy for $40. I'm going to send him this information I just got from Poe and 7 natural ways right there. And that's it. That's how you create a lead magnet. It's as simple as that. Now, I want to take this one step further. So again, you can do a coupon too. So if you have a 50% off coupon running on your listing, which we do right now, that could be your pop-up. Leading with a product is a little more obtrusive. It's not as, what I'd recommend doing is putting this on the thank you page of your pop-up, which we'll go over in a future video, probably the next video actually. And that could be your thank you. Is on that thank you page, it says, oh, by the way, you get 50% off Dr. Barry's Eclectic Remedies. All right, let's go back to this. Now I want to show you how to make an ebook. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're going to grab this ChatGPT prompt and bring it over here. Bring it over to my ebook outline. So insert topic, GERD, insert audience, post-menopausal females suffering from acid reflux and GERD. Insert goal, rethinking GERD treatment, a more natural approach to GERD and acid reflux. Insert product, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Fill out the template below. Title ideas. List 5 title ideas for an ebook about topic. You don't have to fill that in because it's up here. Title should be curiosity, creating unique, attention-grabbing, powerful. Give an idea of what the ebook is about. Example would be 5 mistakes you're making with fatty liver disease. Ebook outline. Create an outline for the ebook with an introduction, a conclusion, and no more than 5 actionable chapters. That will help audience. You don't have to fill that out. Accomplish goal. So they're going to have a more natural approach to that. Now we're going to hit enter. And what it's going to do now is it's going to create some titles for us. And it's going to create a 2,000 word introduction. So as that's typing up and as that's coming up, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to this follow-up prompt. So this follow-up prompt is going to be about creating the additional chapters. This is if you're writing a longer book. All right, so we got the introduction done. It didn't give us the outline. I wonder why it didn't give us the outline. Okay, let's do that real quick. Let's come back down here and we're going to do that. Come back over here to get this follow-up prompt. And here we go. So now we have the introduction right here already, and now we have this outline right here. Okay, now we're going to say this. Follow-up prompt. Based on all the previous conversations, write a very actionable, long, detailed, and helpful, unique 1,000 to 2,000 word text for chapter 1. Now, if you don't like what the outline says and you want to direct each chapter to a certain thing, then you can do that. You can do that by just saying, hey, this is what I want the outline to be. And then you put the chapters in that you want it to be. So now it's going to write 2,000 word on our first chapter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this. This is again our follow-up prompt. We're going to paste it down here, and then we're going to say chapter 2. We're of course going to wait for this one to be done. All right, so there's chapter 1 done. Let's do chapter 2. We're going to highlight all that again, paste it, and then we're going to do chapter 3. And we'll just wait for this to write. Okay, chapter 2 is done. Now chapter 3. Then we're going to do chapter 4 after that. But while this is writing, again, I'm going to go over to Fiverr. You don't have to put this together. I want an ebook designer. I will do ebook formatting and design for KDP, so you can publish it on Kindle Direct Publishing. I'll do a book cover design, book layout, and ebook design. So $75, $25. I will do book formatting. So you can see, pretty easy to find somebody that will do this for you and design a whole PDF for you for pretty much nothing. And you're just getting it from over here. Let's see what this one, yep. So this one's about done, and we're about done with chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3 is done. Let's do chapter 4, and then we'll do chapter 5, and then we'll do the conclusion after that. Okay, chapter 5. Okay, and finally the conclusion. So you can see right there that I wrote this whole ebook in less than 12 minutes. It took me 12 minutes to write an entire book. Guys, When I wrote Rethinking Dry Eye Treatment, it's a 200-page book I wrote in 2019. There was no ChatGPT. There was no AI. I literally wrote a 200-page book, and it took me months. It actually took me probably over 2 years to write that book. And I just wrote a book in 12 minutes with AI. So keep that in mind. There's no excuse for you guys not making a lead magnet. I just did it here in no time. And be careful with FDA structure function claims. And I recommend just putting a couple banner ads in here because it's going to be an ebook so they can click right through if it's a PDF. So keep that in mind. Take action on this stuff. This is the key, is getting emails and nurturing them, giving them value, and then they'll support you along the way. All right, go make that lead magnet. To get their email address, we're going to add an exit intent pop and a banner across the bottom that tells them exactly what they are going to get and ask them for their email address. After submission, we have their email address and we'll follow up with them through email. But you can direct them to a thank you page that discusses your product more in depth, but also gives them what they put their email address in for. I like to put product there and then email them, so it forces them to go check their email. On this thank you page, I also put the Amazon attribution link to your product. Let me show you how to create this pop-up and show you a few examples. All right, now we're going to capture the email address with our lead magnet being what we're going to give them in exchange for their email address. And then we're going to form a pop-up on our website. So let me show you what that looks like. Most websites get it wrong by just shoving something down their face right when they visit the website. How many times have you been on a website and within 5 minutes of being there, it's like, get 10% off? People don't want discounts. They want solutions to their problems. They don't care about a discount. I want you to ingrain that in your head. If your answer is to lower your price on whatever is not selling for you, you have it all wrong. It's not price. That's just one part of an offer. An offer is pretty much solving a problem for a customer. That's what we're working on. And so you have to rework your wording, which is harder than just lowering your price. That's why we focus on high priced items. So we use OptiMonk. I also recommend HelloBar. OptiMonk has more functionality. It's just a lot more expensive. And it's simple to install in Shopify. Do not ask me how to install it. It's an app. You just go to the App Store, you find OptiMonk, and you install it. That's pretty much it. It's that easy. I'm not going to show you how to install that in this video. I'm going to show you how to make a pop-up. So really easy. You can see all the campaigns that we have. And I want to show you some winning ones, but I'm going to show you how to make it first. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some winning ones that are doing really well for us. Actually, let me show the winners first, just because it will kind of give you an idea. This one isn't as enticing. Let's go over to the GERD Chef because it gets more traffic. All right, GERD Chef. Acid reflux PDF. It's having trouble with our Klaviyo, so we'll fix that here. But anyway, so I want to show you this because it's pretty compelling stuff. And what this is we tested 3 different leads here. The first are 3 different pop-ups. The first pop-up was straight to the ebook. And so what we did here is we went straight to, hey, here's a free guide on getting less acid reflux. And our conversion rate was around 2.26%. However, when we changed to more of a question, do you have GERD or acid reflux? It went up to 3.2%. And then when we changed to, do you have stomach discomfort from coffee or food? It changed to 4.34%. So pretty significant difference there between the 3. Let me show you all these. So this is the first one, 2.26%. And what we did is we say, free guide, eat, sleep, and breathe your way to less acid reflux. Get your guide. And then on the thank you page, it says, check your email for a link to download the acid reflux guide. And then we have a check price and purchase on Amazon. This is where you could put your sale price right here. You could just put sale price and like get 50% off on Amazon. That's probably what I'll split test next, just to see if we get more purchases as a result. So that was number 1, is leading with this. So leading with this is like the 10% off, get it right away. But when you lead with their problem, you double your conversion rate almost. And so we led with the problem of the disease, and that one didn't perform as well. So do you have GERD or acid reflux? Yes. Next page. Did you want a free guide on how to decrease your GERD and acid reflux? Yes. Next page. Then we go to the opt-in, and then we go to the thank you page with that check price and purchase. That one performed in the middle, 3.2%, compared to the best one. Do you have stomach discomfort from coffee and food? Yes. Did you want a free guide on how to decrease your acid reflux? Yes. Eat, sleep, and breathe your way to less acid reflux? Yes. Or email, and then it goes over to your product. So I hope that gives you an idea of what to do with this, but it's super simple to make these. Whatever software you're going to use, HelloBar or OptiMonk, they have videos on how to make a pop-up. I will go through it quickly, but I wanted to show you the idea behind what we do for pop-ups. And we have this on Dr. Barry's site as well. We just don't get as much traffic there. That's why I wanted to show you this one, because you can see the data here, which is pretty enticing to not lead with the lead magnet. Lead with a question, get to the lead magnet, and then get to a thank you page with your product. What I usually like to do is I like to show this pop-up on exit intent. So when somebody's going to exit, it will pop up. After a certain amount of seconds, it will pop up. So after 7 seconds, it will pop up. I like the pop-up to appear a maximum of 2 times per visitor with at least an hour between the 2 appearances. I actually might change that because I want them to see it. And if they haven't opted into it, I want them to see it more. We're going to do it 10 times, but it will do an hour. So it might be a day between visits. And then they've never converted on this campaign before. So if they've converted on the campaign before, it won't show them again. Where would you like to send subscribers and data? You can hook it up to your Klaviyo. And it looks like everything's fine. Might be a Klaviyo issue, but I hook it right into our acid reflux PDF drip. That's our welcome sequence. That's our drip sequence. That's the drip sequence I'm going to show you how to make in the next video. And so I'm going to connect this directly to my Klaviyo. So in this video, I just want you to create the pop-up. You may not have the ability to connect it yet, but that will come in the next video after you make your list. And so it's really easy to make. I will briefly go over making this now. So we're going to click New Campaign, create a pop-up. You can do gamification, sticky bar, side message, embedded content, image pop-up, all that. So we're going to do a pop-up. And then just pick a theme. It doesn't really matter because you're going to redesign it. You can have somebody design this for you on Fiverr. You can hire somebody to do this whole thing on Fiverr. It can be simple. This one looks great. And then you pick the domain, because if you've installed the app on your Shopify store, it should be there. And then you just change stuff. So you just type in here, email. You're going to manage input fields here. You can add more, add less. If you guys want to add elements, it's right over here. So you can add text, you can add images, you can do all that. Over here, you can drag and drop images over here. So you can change it however you want. It's very easy to use. And then down here is where you can change the thank you. And then the teaser is right here. So win a gift, ? I put have acid reflux or have stomach problems or whatever the problem is that you're trying to solve. And that's it. That's how you design it. I'm not going to show you different ways to design it because it's super easy. It's drag and drop. But yeah, so test these things. Don't get too involved with testing, but just test them. That's all you got to do is just take a look at them. But yeah, so that's what you do. That's how you create a pop-up. And I hope this video is helpful in just showing you the different types of pop-ups, but get this done. Get this done. I can't tell you how important this is. This is more important than PPC and checking your Amazon account every day. Getting emails is more important. So you've done all the work from Freedom Flywheel 3 to get that traffic to your blog. Now get them on your email address or email list. Get their email address to get them to sell more. This is the key to a perpetual sales machine. This is the key to a perpetual sales machine. I am pounding my fists on the table because this is it, guys. This is what will create success for you. All right, cheering for you. Setting up a structured automated welcome email sequence is crucial for nurturing subscribers into loyal customers. If done right, it can dramatically increase conversion rates from your email list. In this video, I'll provide an in-depth look on how to create a 3-part welcome email flow that captivates subscribers and guides them down the purchase path. Email number 1, deliver the lead magnet. The first email has a simple objective: deliver on the promise you made to subscribers when they opted into your lead magnet. Thank them for subscribing and provide easy access to download the lead magnet, PDF, cheat sheet, coupon, whatever they signed up for. This builds trust and credibility right off the bat by demonstrating you deliver value, not just promotional spam. You can also use some of this first email to start introducing yourself and your brand's origin story. Share a bit about your personal journey to solving the problem they have. Sprinkle in some light storytelling to make it relatable without giving away the whole farm. Save more details for email number 2. End email number 1 by letting them know you'll share more helpful information over the next couple of days and thank them again for subscribing. Also, if you can leave a cliffhanger at the end of email number 1, it'll increase your open rates for email number 2. For email number 2, you're going to share your powerful origin story. The second email is where you can really use storytelling and emotional connections to start building rapport with subscribers. Really open up about your own struggles with the problem they face. Share your rock bottom moments when you realized nothing was providing real relief. Describe the pain and frustration you felt. Then segue into your breakthrough. What was the aha moment where you discovered or created the solution that finally worked? How did your life change for the better? Help them see you're just like them. Next, explain your mission and why you're so passionate about helping others struggling with this problem. Make it less about you or your product and more about making a difference by ending their suffering. Wrap up email number 2 by letting them know you have even more helpful tips coming to help them in the next message. Thank them again for being on this journey with you. Really take your time in crafting this highly personal origin email. It's the linchpin for establishing a deep emotional connection and belief in your solution. For email number 3, direct them to your product. The final email turns towards showcasing how your product provides the solution to their problem in a tangible way. Quickly recap their pains and challenges from the first 2 emails, then explain specifically how your product alleviates those issues. Focus on benefits, not features. How does it make their life better, easier, more productive, etc.? Write in simple language, avoid using jargon. Share any powerful testimonials testimonials from existing customers describing the night and day difference your product has made for them, especially highlight relatable stories. End with a clear call to action to check out your Amazon listing to learn more and try your product for themselves. You can even add a special coupon code or a limited time incentive to give that extra nudge to purchase. Just make sure it comes across as helpful versus salesy. Close email number 3 by thanking them again for being a subscriber and letting them know they can reach out anytime with questions. Following this welcome sequence structure, you walk subscribers through an engaging journey, priming them for conversion once they hit the final product push. Some key tips for maximizing your results. Write conversational copy in first-person language. Share real stories, make it personal. Use compliant reviews from your listing to craft stories. Use formatting to improve scannability. Limit your sequence to 3 to 5 emails over 1 to 2 days between each email. Use automation with gaps between each one. Test different approaches and subject lines. Implementing a strategic welcome flow is well worth the effort for converting engaged email subscribers into loyal customers. Now let me jump over to my screen. I'll show you exactly how to do this with ChatGPT. All right, now we're going to be creating your email sequence. This is probably the most intimidating part for people. I don't know why, because it doesn't have to be intimidating. It's very easy now with ChatGPT. We're gonna easily create an email sequence. It's gonna be 3 emails talking about the benefits and using storytelling. And so what we're gonna do is, again, copy all of this. And we're just gonna do email 1 right now. So we're gonna bring this back over to our acid reflux bot, paste it in there, and then anything in red is going to be your audience, your product, your benefits, your problem. And then you can even add a few reviews on Amazon to get some reviews in there as well. And then your story around the brand here. So let me first get the story behind the brand. It's not quite our story, but it works well enough for now. So we're gonna come over here. I recommend copying this and then putting yours in permanently. Now what I'm gonna do is insert the problem, GERD, acid reflux, heartburn, etc. Insert the problem or the product, Dr. Barry's Reflux Essentials. Insert the audience, going to be postmenopausal females suffering from GERD and acid reflux. Insert the benefits. So they're going to learn, let's see, benefits will be overcoming acid reflux naturally. And your benefits can be essentially your bullets. So let's open up our product. Benefits. Here's your benefits. Let's go back to Poe right there. Okay. Then there's the problem. And then I wanted to put some Amazon reviews in there as well. So let's see. I think those go down a little bit. Here are some Amazon reviews as well to help with storytelling. Make sure everything is FDA structure, function, claim compliant. Again, you need to consult an attorney before you make anything live. You don't want to get busted for that. All right, let's go to the ratings and reviews. Let's see. So here's some Amazon reviews. And you'll probably have better ones than me because mine are all from Vine right now. And then we just let it write email 1. Okay, so this is a good email. I want to make it a little longer though. And so what I want to do is please make this email 2,000 words. That's a really long email, but I'm just showing you kind of what kind of things you can do. But so thank you so much for signing up for my free guide on managing acid reflux naturally. As a fellow reflux sufferer, I know how disruptive and painful this condition can be, but there are solutions. Attached is your PDF guide you requested, whatever the PDF guide is. A little about me, I struggled for years with burning reflux after nearly every meal, and acid stopped working, prescription drugs had side effects. I dreaded eating because the inevitable heartburn to follow, but through trial and error, I pieced together a natural remedy plan that finally brought relief. Now I want to help others end that misery too. Over the next couple of emails, I'll share more of my journey. And so then you can make it longer. And so if you have a great story, a compelling story, if you get somebody to read this email, they'll be with you for life if it resonates with them. So now let's do that again. So that's email number 1. We're now going to come down to here. I'll say same things apply. Now let's write email number 2. From rock bottom to reflux relief, my journey. My last message, I introduced myself. My hope is that by transparently sharing my own experience, you'll feel soon understood and empowered on your own. My early 30s, I started experiencing mild heartburn and indigestion. The culmination happened shortly after the birth of my second child. My whole body was depleted and hormones were off balance. So it's speaking right to that postmenopausal person or that menopausal or that hormonal person. After an ER visit, that's when I made the decision I had to beat this naturally. Perfect. Nice long email. It will get them hooked if they read it all. You can shorten them too, whatever you want to do. And then same thing for email number 3. These are all ChatGPT prompts that you have down below this video and in the SOP. And this is the follow-up prompt I just did. So if you want to make it more detailed and long, you just write that in there. So subject, science-backed reflux relief in one simple supplement. And I send these out back to back to back. There you go. Then you want to have a link to your product page and everything. So that's how you write a simple 3-part email welcome sequence. If you want to make this longer, if you want to make it 7 emails, that's fine. I'm just showing you 3 emails because I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the word 7. Do whatever you want. Now, we're going to take these over to Klaviyo. And what we're going to do is we're first going to create a list. I'm going to hit create new and create new list. We're just going to call this one test. Create list. Once that's set up, we're going to then go to flows. We're going to create a flow. I'm going to build my own. And we're just going to call this test. You can add a tag if you want. Wow, we can even create it with AI in here. I haven't tried that yet, so do it at your own risk. Select the trigger. So the trigger is going to be, and again, if you guys have Klaviyo questions, please ask Klaviyo. That's what they're there for. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it, but ask Klaviyo. It's going to be the best thing. So the trigger is going to be when they're added to a list. So right here, the test list. Okay, so the trigger's done. We're going to hit save. Now we're going to create an email. So drag this email over, and then the next thing I want to do is set up a time delay. After that email, time delay is going to be 1 day. And then I'm going to do email number 2. And then I'm going to set up a time delay. Then I'm going to do email number 3. Then I'm going to set up a time delay. All right, so I'm not going to show you how to write each one of these emails, but I'm just going to go into the first one. You can have somebody design these. Again, watch Fiverr. Email design in Klaviyo. I will design Klaviyo email flows, and he will do this all for you. So if you take what you just did in ChatGPT and put it in a Word document or a Google document, they'll do the rest for you. They may even write some for you. So it's very easy to do this, guys. Email subject line number 1. Let's go back up to email number 1. Email number 1, your guide. Email subject line 1, and then preview text. Your PDF is inside. Sender's name, I like to put my actual name or my wife's name, and then the sender email address, and then you can do whatever you want. Drag and drop's the most popular. I don't like to use any of those. I like to use just a blank, pretty simple layout. These are all newsletter-esque and not my favorite things. Let me see if I can find like a very, here, create blank email. There we go. And so I don't even like my logo unless it's on the bottom. I don't like my social media links. I like to have as few links as possible. You can put your logo there, but I'd rather have content first and then maybe your logo at the bottom. And then what we'll do here is we'll put some text in. Let's see, let's grab it. Okay. See, even I have trouble sometimes with doing it. There we go, double click. I'm gonna put it all in there, paste text only, then you're just gonna make it look good. So dear reader, I want this to be dear first name. So you can come up here to personalization, first name. All right, thank you so much. And then you're just gonna format this. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy here. Make it more readable. Long paragraphs are hard to read. So you can kind of break those up if you want. Put your name. And then you can do an attachment a couple ways. What we usually do is just put a link. So we'll have it as a PDF inside a Google Drive and then just put a link to that PDF. Then they can download it that way. I would break up some of these longer paragraphs just to make it easier to read. And there you go, a little easier to read. So that's your first email. You're gonna do that same thing. Oh, let me save it first. There we go, now it's saved. Go back out to the flow. So that one's written. Now we're gonna wait a day and do email 2. Same thing, we're gonna grab email 2, bring it over. Same thing with email 3, we're gonna do the same thing. And then time delay here, 1 day. Or this one's gonna be 3 days. So now after this, we're gonna start adding to our drip sequence. So this is our drip sequence. Email 1, 2, and 3 get delivered 1 day apart. So email 1 goes out right away, wait a day, email 2, wait a day, email 3. After email 3, we're gonna wait 3 days, and then we're gonna start putting our drip sequence out. And that's what I'm gonna show you in the next video, is how to make your drip sequence. All right, let me know if you have questions with this. After you have this in Klaviyo, then you can go back to your OptiMonk, go back to the pop-up you created. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Scroll all the way down. Not that one either. Integrations, Klaviyo. You'll have to do an API to get Klaviyo connected here. I'm not gonna go through that because Klaviyo and OptiMonk have that video. And then what you're going to do is select your list, and you can see right there, test. You're going to select that. I'm going to select acid reflux PDF because that's my list. And that's it. Then you click save and you're done. You now have a pop-up that is going to be live on your website if you installed your OptiMonk app correctly. And then, like I said, I like it to show on pretty much every page, but you can even individualize this per page. And so if you have different things that you're going after on different pages, you can select who should see the pop-up. You can add a new rule, and there's a lot of rules that you can explore here. But the big one is visitors who are currently browsing a specific page will see your message or not. So you can pick this and you can say page equals the Good Chef, but you can also make it a specific blog post, or you can say that you don't want to show this on the homepage, or you don't want to show this, exclude, don't show on these campaign pages. So you can exclude and include. So something to keep in mind. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Again, with any of the technical setup, reach right out to them. Their support's great. Both OptiMonk and Klaviyo have great support, and so does Shopify. So, all right. You should wake up every day thinking about how you are going to build and serve your audience. This is where most entrepreneurs fall short. They don't write a follow-up sequence after they get the email as they are too worried about spamming their clients. We're not spamming, but we're serving at the highest level. We're providing them with more value. The more value you provide, the more sales you will make. The more you spam them, the fewer sales you'll make. Now that we've discussed building your audience, we need to know how to serve them well. After we drip out that initial 3-part welcome sequence, we drip content from the blog. We just add a summary of the blog and entice them to click over and read the rest of the blog post. As you add more and more blogs, this flow will grow as well. I usually send these out every 3 to 4 days, but how often you do, this is up to you. In Profitable Pineapple, we email a list daily on weekdays. In Dr. Berry's, we email 3 times per week. So how else can you serve them? There are multiple ways to serve your audience, and I'm going to start with the easiest way and work up to more difficult ways. Number 1, create a gathering place that solves their problem. This can be as simple as a Facebook group like Dr. Berry's Natural Acid Reflux Support Group, Profitable Pineapple's Amazon PPC Challenge, or I Love's Dry Eye Syndrome Support Community. Invite them to it through the email. Maybe add that as your email 4. The first thing you can do is post to the community or email blogs from other people that provide value to them. This is essentially what a newsletter is. You can put a Google Trend alert on your space, like acid reflux, and email other people's content if you're not creating your own. Number 3, write blogs and posts in the community or email them to your list. This is the best option. Write your own blogs and email them to your list to serve them, not to sell them. Now, you can stop right here. You don't have to do anything else I'm going to say. And that's going to be the easiest way to do it, is just create your own blog post, put it out to your community, and email it to them. That's one of the easiest things to do. However, if you want to take it a step further, that's what I'm going to go over next. So record a video and post it. Once you've written a blog, record and post a video and email it to them. The next thing you can do is you can go live in the community. Once you've written the blog, you can go live on YouTube or Facebook to go over your blog post, or you can even discuss someone else's blog post. Give them the credit, of course. You just want to continually email them at least once per week. As you continually write blogs and do research around the problem that your product solves, stay in constant contact with your email list. Then add it to the email flow we created before. Drip this content out to them so that you are automatically sending them an email every 3 to 4 days. This will keep your audience engaged, and then when you go to sell them, they will remember who you are and how much value you have provided. They will want to buy from you because of the value you've provided. It's the law of reciprocity. Remember that the more value you provide, the more sales you will make. The more you spam and try to sell them, the fewer sales you'll make. So we've created your welcome sequence, which is a 3 email sequence. Now what? What do we do now? What do we email them? I don't know how to provide value for these people. And I went over this, of course, before we went into the screen share, but the simplest way to do that is you are already writing blog posts for these people. These blog posts are around the problem that you're trying to solve. And so now we want to get people over to that blog post with other ways other than Google Ads. Because again, we have Google Ads going to a blog post. The blog post is going to Amazon. Now we have an email sequence, and in email 3, we talk about our product, and we're going to have an attribution link that goes over to Amazon. So now what we're going to do is we're going to push these blogs over to Amazon. We're going to push these emails over to Amazon. We're going to push these emails over to our blog, which is going to build up our blog SEO, build up traffic on our blog, but it's also going to build more external traffic to our Amazon listing. So the goal of these emails is to get more traffic on the blogs, which will then get more traffic on Amazon. Also, the goal of these emails is to get more traffic to your Amazon, but we're going to provide value. We're going to provide value over selling. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to add another email after 3 days. We've written all these blogs that I've showed you in other videos. And so now we're just going to show those blogs. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to grab this first blog. And I'm going to highlight the whole thing. So we have Google Ads traffic going to this. You can see the teaser right here. Here's the pop-up. Do you have stomach discomfort from coffee and food? Did you want a free guide? You can just see it right here in action. It's pretty fun. And then check price and purchase on Amazon. Perfect. Works great. All right. But I grabbed all this blog. I'm going to go over to my bot again, and I'm going to say, could you please make this blog into an email and leave a teaser to entice people to click over to the blog post. And I'm going to get the name. The name's not at the top of this. So it's 15 most common acid reflux symptoms, I believe. Yeah. The edit link. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, there's our subject line. Come over to Klaviyo, set this up. Email number 4, email 4 subject line. Put those parentheses down there. And then I don't want to skip smart. I want to take that off. Click save. And then we're going to edit it. Come into here, grab this. We'll do drag and drop again, create blank. And once you have your template in place, I'll show you how to pretty much make it so you don't have to keep doing this over and over again. Get rid of this, get rid of this. All right. There you go. Nice, short, quick email. Put some bullets in here. Read the full post here, and that's where your link goes. Oops. There you go. Or you can make it cleaner by just doing that. And gratefully, Dr. Jenna Ziegler. Again, logo or not, up to you. Nice simple text email with one link. Perfect. Saving. Now it's there. Return to flow. Email 4 is done. I'm now going to take this. I'm going to clone it. That way I don't have to redo that formatting again. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to clone it. That way I don't have to choose again. I can just drag and drop right there. All right, let's do email 5. So we're going to go to 17 GERD symptoms. Actually, no, let's do this one. 7 hidden dangers of antacids. Same thing for this one. Just going to grab all of it and put it in. Okay, so grab that subject line, bring it back here, copy of email 4. So it's going to be email 5. And then we're going to come down here. Then we're going to click save, we're going to edit the template, and grab this email. Okay, then we'll grab the link. There it is. Perfect. Let's let it save. We're going to go back to the flow. And then once you have these done, you can go from draft to live. And now that one's live. And you can make them all live just right here. So you can make them all live real quick. And of course, I haven't written email 2 and 3. I didn't put anything in there, so those won't go live. But that's it. That's how you do this. And then every time you make a new blog, you just create a new email. And what I like to do then too is, on top of putting this in the flow, what I also like to do is I like to broadcast it right away out to my list. So I'll go back out here and I put it in the flow. Now I'm going to make it a campaign, a one-time campaign just to send out to my list. I'm going to click create campaign. Email. Continue. Send to, let's see, acid reflux. Don't send to unengaged. Skip recently emailed profiles. Cancel that. Continue to content. Subject line, why antacids are not the answer. Dr. Jenna Ziegler. Drag and drop. Create a blank. You can create saved templates as well. That way you don't have to keep redoing everything that I'm showing you, but I'm just showing you guys how to do different things. Delete that one. Bring some text in. Delete the social media. Okay, looks pretty good to me. Make sure that works. Yep, looks good. All right, done. And then you can do smart send time, send your message to optimal send times, and then we'll smart send test, and then schedule. That's it. You're done. So I just showed you what to deliver now after you've done all this. Let me know if you have any questions. Persistence, like everything else in life, is key. When people ask me how we became so successful, I always tell them we decided early on that no matter how tough times would get, we would continue doing what we believed. Find your audience and serve them at the highest level to get them out of pain or help them find pleasure. Regardless if Amazon suspends us, or we are out of stock, or we have a lawsuit with a big pharmaceutical company, or if we lost our life savings to a Ponzi scheme, these are all true stories. And actually, the day I recorded this video, I just got a lawsuit and it's for $245,000. So regardless of all this, we'd persist through it and keep doing what we were put on this planet to do. Heal 1 million dry eye sufferers naturally, or help the 1 billion that are blind due to lack of glasses. That is our big why. And we wake up every day thinking about how we can do it. And that is through building our companies and making impacts on you. When we make impact on you, you're going to go focus on your big impact. If you stick to this strategy of coming out with one blog post per week or even one per month, driving traffic to it, retargeting visitors, email follow-up, and continue to serve your audience at the highest level, you will succeed. You are sending a ton of traffic to not only your blog, which is going to gain emails, but also external traffic to Amazon, which will boost your rankings and create the freedom flywheel that cannot be stopped. For every 10 blogs you write, 1 will do amazing, 3 will do okay, and 6 will flop. Just keep going. You've got this. Now, this module milestone is I want you to get your first 5,000 email addresses. You got this. All right, so I want to show you guys what this looks like now that we have everything up and running. This is the Perpetual Sales Machine in motion right now. So this is yesterday, August 1st, 2024. You can see we got 101 clicks, which isn't crazy, but it's a good amount of clicks. 100 times 30 is going to be 3,000. Your goal for Freedom Flywheel 3 is to get 10,000 visitors to your website and get 5,000 emails on your list. So this is right here is pacing 3,000 people on your website. Let me show you what's next. So I don't know what happened here, but looks like they turned off our ads for a little while. I don't know if they were reviewing something, but I didn't get an email. But anyway, let me hop over here to Klaviyo. All right, August 1st, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 emails. So we got 31 emails yesterday on these 101 clicks. However, we also have the organic traffic too. So we have our organic traffic on our GerdChef website, plus the 100 clicks that we got. Here's the website, what it looks like. Here's those articles that we've made and we're driving traffic to. You'll see the pop-up come up in about 7 seconds, or maybe, oh, no, because I've already opted in. But that's what this looks like, guys. 31. So 31 emails in a day, 5,000 divided by 31. It's going to take you 160 days to get to 5,000 emails. That's nothing. It's nothing. And then it goes over to our drip sequence. So let's go over to that. I want to show you guys ours built out. And guys, we've been in business for 4 or 5 months now. And so yours will get to this big. So we have the PDF. We mentioned our product in the second one, kind of in a salesy letter. Why answers are not the answer. So this is going over to one of the blog posts. This is an affiliate. They pay to be on our email list, so it helps pay for ad spend. We push them over to our Facebook group. Here's the GerdChef intro. We do a conditional split. This is more advanced. Don't worry about this. But what we do is we conditionally split it. So if they haven't opened an email and all of that, we just kick them off the list as an unengaged visitor. And then if they have opened an email, they continue going down the list here. And you can see all we do is we just add a blog post to the email sequence whenever we get a new blog post out. We already had blogs in place because we bought it with the business, but you will get to this point eventually. And like I said, you don't have to keep writing blog posts to write blog posts. The goal is to have a select few 80-20 blog posts that do most of the work, and then you just push traffic to them. We just have a lot more blog posts, so we're going to push traffic to our website as much as we can. And this drip just goes on, and it goes Monday, Friday. We just do wait 0 days Friday, wait 0 days Monday. And that just means the drip sequence goes out Monday, Friday, and then we send an email every week on Wednesdays. That's it. At the beginning, we just do wait 1 day. And so I showed you guys how to do a 3-part email sequence, but you can do whatever you want. So I hope this was helpful in bringing it all together. And then, like you saw on previous, these blog posts have banner ads that push them over to Amazon. Perpetual Sales Machine, creating this moat around your listing, external traffic, pushing. It's huge, guys. This is how you build a business. This is how you build something that doesn't rely on Amazon. Because if something happens to our Amazon account, which you guys all fear, which is never that bad, because I've had it happen to me many times, you can just switch it over to Shopify. It's that easy. Shopify is a little harder to convert, of course. However, still, it's something. So go all in on Amazon. Push that Perpetual Sales Machine. Go all in on this system. All right, I hope this was helpful. I wanted to record a quick video about Facebook retargeting, and I almost don't want to call it retargeting because the old model of using pixels to retarget people on Facebook is kind of dead. Pixels are going to be dead within the next year or so. So what I want you to do is focus on creating just a good Facebook ad. A good Facebook ad will retarget people that are on your website. Facebook knows that it knows more than you do about the people that you're trying to target. So if you're targeting somebody with menopause or targeting someone with acid reflux, it's going to know what to go after and who to go after because they know who's in that purchase state, who's looking for more information on that kind of thing. So just remember, we're trying to make a good Facebook ad, not necessarily a good ad or a retargeting ad. Now, with that being said, focus on your Google ads first. The reason we focus on the Google ads first is because we're looking for winning messaging. We're looking for articles that are meeting our target ROAS, like this one right here. So a 1.18 ROAS is right at our target. That's exactly what we want to hit. And then this other one is at a 1.25, right at our target ROAS. And so we know those are winning articles. The messaging is right. And we want to now try Facebook to it. Now, the problem with just driving Facebook right back to this article is that these attribution links are tied to your Google ads. And so it's not going to be as helpful. So what we need to do is we need to just replicate this whole article. Super easy to do inside Shopify, super easy to do inside WordPress. So we're just going to replicate the article. Once we replicate the article, we're then going to make new attribution links that are targeting specifically for this Facebook ad. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm not going to show you that complete process because it would take forever, but I'm going to create a whole new section. Instead of Google ads, it's going to say Facebook ads spend, but nothing else changes. You're going to have your Facebook ad spend. You're going to have your revenue from Amazon attribution. Your ROAS will be the same, or it calculates the same. The click-throughs, everything is the same, except we're now sending Facebook ads traffic versus Google ads traffic. Now, the big difference you have to understand, and the reason I promote Google ads first, is that Google ads is search intent based marketing. People are searching for specifically what your article answers, for what your product solves. Facebook and TikTok are interruptive marketing. They're on Facebook, they're on TikTok to entertain themselves. Now you're trying to take them off of Facebook or off of TikTok to go read an article or to purchase your product. So your ROAS will be lower with these than it would be if it was Google or even Amazon PPC. Amazon PPC is like buyer intent marketing. Google can be buyer intent or search intent. And then Facebook is interruptive marketing, just like TikTok, like I just explained. So expect a lower ROAS as a result. That is why we use Google to test messaging first, and then we move to Facebook ads. And so now let's jump into how to do that. So let's come here. Again, I replicated this article. So this article now has different attribution links that are for Facebook ads, not for Google ads, for Facebook ads. So specific attribution links for Facebook ads. I show you how to make attribution links in the previous videos, and we're just going to replace all of these attribution links with the Facebook tracking. Once we have that, all we're going to do is keep it simple. We're going to create a Facebook post. And so what I like to do is come over here. I'm going to go over to my Facebook account. I'm going to go into Dr. Barry's, and I actually need to switch to Dr. Barry's. And I'm actually going to show a different article. Let's show this one. All right. So I'm going to come over here to Facebook. We're going to make a post. So I'm going to put this post right here. You're going to see that pop up. It's going to pop up the picture that you have. So make sure you take a little time for that picture that's on the article, because that's what's going to pop up. That's what's going to be the lead magnet, essentially get people to click on it. And then what I usually do is I can take this whole article. I'm going to go over to my acid reflux bot channel. You can do this inside ChatGPT or whatever. I'm going to say, make me a Facebook post for this article. And it's going to be that whole article in there. I'm going to say one more thing. Make them want to click to read more in the article. There you go. Let's go back here. And again, this isn't like the perfect ad training for Facebook. It's just a basic ad. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. Let the content do the talking. I'm going to put this right here. That's going to be the link. I'm going to put another link right there. Okay. So we're going to post that. Now that we have that posted, you can just boost it. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, but I like to have a little more control with my daily budget. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to come over to Campaign Manager. I assume you already have an account opened up. I'm going to go to Create. We're going to do a traffic campaign because we're just trying to get link clicks, because that's what we can track. We can't track sales, which is what most people would do if you're doing it to a Shopify store, but we can't track that. So we're just trying to track link clicks. I'm going to click Continue. We're going to do a manual traffic campaign. Once we have that, I'm going to name it. And so let's go back to our measurables sheet. I'm going to scroll down here. We're going to call this Facebook TGC This is going to be O2, and that's the name of it. So then we're going to come back over here, name it the exact same. That's what you're also going to name your attribution link as well. We're going to scroll down here. That's it. That's all you have to change there. We're going to click next, go to website, send traffic to your website. And then I like to start out small, start out as small as 250, but I'm going to go with 5. We're going to start it immediately. Audience controls. If you have things that you can change in your audience, like if you're in the menopause space, 40-year-old females is what you want. And so what you're going to do that way is just click this audience suggestion. Otherwise, just leave it open. If you don't know your target demographic, just don't touch anything here. Make sure you have your location correct though. And then you can change age and demographic right here, but you don't need to do detailing. You don't need to do any of this. Just leave it wide open because their AI knows more than you. So then we're going to click next. We're then going to scroll down here. We're going to use an existing post for ad setup. And then when you scroll down here to add creative, click change post, and you're going to find that latest one you just did. We're going to click continue. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You can do a call to action button like learn more. So let's put learn more, but you don't need it. You don't need a call to action button, but it just adds that button right there. And that's it. Now we're going to click publish. It's going to publish our ad. And then we just start tracking it like we normally would with our Google Ads.
Hey, I wanted to thank you for watching this video, and I picked out another video just for you. So make sure you check out that other video. And what do they need to do? Do they need to like and subscribe? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content.